The edge rusher there, that was defensive end number 53, Rodney Harris.
This week's Key on Sports Game of the Week is brought to you by Advanced Diagnostics Auto Care and Maintenance. If you want dealership quality at a fraction of the cost, visit Advanced Diagnostics Auto Care and Maintenance at 23779 Lorraine Road in North Olmsted, and you won't be disappointed. You need a repair shop that you can trust. They know the repair process is all about customer service. How they treat their customers is just as important, if not more important, than the quality of the services they provide. They are always willing to discuss your repair needs before, during, and long after your visit. They treat you like family and won't stop until you're completely satisfied and road ready.
Celebrate Cleveland boys and girls high school basketball at the Cleveland Basketball Classic. Admissions is $16 daily for all games that day. All games will be held at Baldwin Wallace University at Erspring Gymnasium over Thanksgiving weekend of 2025. The goal of this event is to honor the best of Cleveland basketball's past while putting the spotlight on today's Cleveland area high schools.
Christine Dort Photography. From sports to real-life photos, don't let a big event go by without Christine Dort there to photograph it. Find her today on Facebook or at www.christinedortphotography.com for all your photo needs.
Kathy is a multi-million-dollar top producer in Northeast Ohio. She strives to give all her clients the best knowledge and support through each phase of the home buying and selling process. Give her a call or send her a text at 330-242-0377 to get started today. You can email her at kathydressrealtor@gmail.com.
Gotcha Covered Avon. Their team of experienced design consultants are experts in helping you find the right window treatments for your home or business. Swing by their showroom at 2525 Nagel Road in Avon to see for yourself how they can make your entire living room, or any room, look better with just a few small suggestions and a low cost. You can find them online at gotchacovered.com/Avon. Lou Grasso Accounting and Tax Services. Your taxes and accounting needs must be handled by the very best, so you can rest easy. You can have that comfort of knowing your money is being handled by the experts with Lou Grasso Accounting and Tax Services. They prepare individual, corporate, nonprofit, and small business tax returns. They also specialize in investment and accounting and managing clients' QuickBooks with over $275 million in assets accounted for. Located in Avon, they prepare your federal, state, and city returns, which includes e-file and direct deposit. Please visit their website at www.lougrassotax.com for more info.
OCD Home Solutions offers a wide range of services to fit your needs, including a concierge-level moving assistance, from sorting and packing to space planning and unpacking. They'll make sure your move is seamless and stress-free, whether you're relocating across town or transporting a loved one to a smaller home. Their team takes care of the details so you can focus on what matters the most. You can reach them today at www.ocdhomesolutions.com or book them by calling 216-299-3181 for a free consultation by mentioning Key on Sports when you contact them.
Riley's Irish Bakery. The absolute best bakery and comfort food selection you will find on the west side of town. Located in the heart of Fairview, this incredible family-run business is your first, last, and only stop for the best eats. At Riley's Irish Bakery, they use the freshest ingredients to create classic Irish baked goods and savories. They are located at 22570 Lorraine Road in Fairview.
Westside Family Dentistry is conveniently located near Detroit Avenue. Their professionals know that dental health is not just about white smiles, it's about having strong teeth and healthy gums. It's about prolonging the simple joy of eating delicious things. Their mission is to help their patients accomplish these goals in a painless, compassionate, and effective way. You can visit them at 18611 Detroit Avenue in Lakewood, Ohio.
Climate Tech Inc. For 48 years, family-owned and operated Climate Tech has been the premier company for all HVAC services. For both residential and commercial, they have it covered. They offer free estimates on equipment replacement and 24-hour emergency service. Visit them at climatetech.com. Aspen Property Services. If you want your yard to look perfect, leave it up to the pros of Aspen Property Services. Call and ask for details at 720-215-1786. They are the leaders in the landscaping industry and can help with restoration and regular maintenance.
Run some type of rule out here if they're going to pass it, but there is an overhang on the right. They need to be careful.
Roxandich, the keeper, up the middle, keeps the legs churning, and he fought for that football. It was nearly ripped out of his hands by the edge rusher there. That was defensive end number 53, Rodney Harris, who nearly ripped that out of the arms of Roxandich, and Roxandich said, nope, give me that, I'm holding on to this, and reaches that arm towards the plane, broke it, and that's a touchdown and now a lead for the Blue Devils.
Woo, I got chills here, Cole. This is a huge crowd here for Brunswick here tonight, and Roxandich gave them something to cheer for. Going in, a lot of people doubted Brunswick. It's an early lead. They have to stay consistent. Anytime this Cleveland Heights team has their talented players, their smart players on the field, they have a chance to win the game. They need to be a little bit more. The adrenaline stops you. They need to get back up to that pace here.
First and goal from the 10-yard line. Davis bouncing it to the outside, and he's going to walk into the end zone untouched, and just like that. 4 plays, 4 runs, all carries for Marquise Davis, a guy who ran for 333 yards last week and 4 touchdowns. Did not have a big first half. It was quiet, and he shows up on the first drive right when the Tigers need him, 10-6.
You know, he gets that edge. There's no one that can catch him. There needs to be someone right in front of him if they want any hopes of stopping Marquise Davis. He has that.
If you're Cleveland Heights, you can use Brunswick's game against them. Still 8 minutes to go, but continue to run the ball, run the clock, and you have an opportunity for a fresh set of downs before making it into the end zone.
Davis slipping through a couple tacklers, keeps the legs churning. Nobody could bring him down. Was touched back around the 8-yard line and just kept dragging defenders. And that's why he's the type of running back prospect we've been. Happened to the green wave on the other end. Here an option. This one going to be a pitch to the outside. Got a block and going to step into the end zone right around the corner. Nice blocking there by the wide receiver, setting that edge and giving some room for number 30, Andre Jenkins, the sophomore, to make his way into the end zone untouched. And also credit to Elijah Gray on that pitch, well timed on the driving once again, looking to get their first win of the season and break that 9-game win streak for Holy Name dating back to 2013. But right now, Holy Name, they need to get a stop here. I know it's early in this game, but things are trending the way of Normandy. And a lot of it's because of Elijah Gray, the quarterback, trying to make a man miss an open field. He does. Past the 15-yard line, slips past the tackler, cuts inside, and he's going to barrel his way into the end zone. I'll tell you what's more slippery than that football tonight, and that is the quarterback, Elijah Gray. Nobody can bring that man down.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say. I mean, this is one of the most exciting runners of a quarterback that I've seen.
And a reminder that this trip to the Red Zone has been brought to you by Kelly McLean Achievement Center. Visit kelly-mac.com to learn more. 2nd and 2 from the 5. Have to get to the 3-yard line to pick up the first down. Rodriguez on the carry. Looks like he's going to get close and just enough to move the chains. Down at the 2. 1st and goal.
That's nice having that first down marker right there. Now you have 4 golden chances at the 2-yard line to punch one in.
But don't forget, this is the second time it's happened just like this. They got a fresh set of downs on the 2-yard line earlier in this game. Didn't quite turn out. Got to shake off the cobweb.
Tonight, Ravenna travels to Normandy in the Keon Sports Game of the Week.
Live from Byers Field in beautiful Parma, Ohio, it is week 2 of the Keon Sports High School Football Game of the Week as the Ravenna Ravens travel in to take on the Normandy Invaders. I'm Brandon Soder. Next to me here is Dom Clary. Behind the camera, who you'll also be hearing from tonight, is our very own Brandon Marvel. And a good matchup here tonight, Dom. Two teams not able to pull off a win in week 1, so trying to secure that first victory, not fall to 0-2 on the season. So that said, let's kind of dive right into this. So we'll start with Ravenna. Keys to victory and the players to watch, brought to you by Safe Staffing Ohio. Dom, what are you thinking today?
Yeah, they run a flex bone. They want to keep the ball on the ground. You know, Coach, we talked to Coach before the game where he talked about they want to confuse the defense. Misdirection. You don't know who's going to have the ball. Is it the left wing back? Is it the right wing back? No, the quarterback's down the sideline. That's what they want to do. So one of the running backs is Ladorian Askew. He's fast. He's athletic. He's a receiver. He can carry the ball as well, and he plays on both sides of the ball. They need to keep the ball on the ground. They need to protect the ball, and they need to be efficient in doing so and confuse that Normandy Invaders defense.
All right, now how about a couple players to watch on the Ravenna side?
Yeah, again, Askew, like I said, their quarterback is C.J. Ross. He's dual threat, tall kid. He's 6'3", 180. He's a player to watch. Really excited to see what he can do for Ravenna against this Invaders defense.
All right, now let's flip over to the Invader side again, starting 0-1. 3 wins last season, picked up a little bit of momentum midseason, but again, didn't end quite the way they wanted to. The coach did remark that is a bigger roster than he's used to having. They did return a decent amount of guys. A couple key playmakers are gone, but again, keys to victory, players to watch, brought to you by Safe Staffing Ohio.
Yeah, Brady Tucci's a player to watch. They're getting ready for kickoff now. He has some MAC interest. As a sophomore, he's big, he's tall, he's athletic. He's going to be a player that we want to watch as we go into the game here.
All right, folks, this has been the Cement Mason Local 404 Union pregame show. We'll be right back for kickoff.
Run some type of rule out here if they're going to pass it, but there is an overhang on the right. They need to be careful.
Brock Sandich, the keeper, up the middle, keeps the legs churning. And he fought for that football. It was nearly ripped out of his hands by the edge rusher there. That was defensive end number 53, Rodney Harris, who nearly ripped that out of the arms of Rock Sandich. And Rock Sandich said, nope, give me that. I'm holding on to this. And reaches that arm towards the plane. Broke it, and that's a touchdown and now a lead for the Blue Devils.
Woo, I got chills here. Cool. This is a huge crowd here for Brunswick here tonight. And Rock Sandich gave them something to cheer for. Going in, a lot of people doubted.
And we're getting ready for kickoff here at Byers Field. Normandy in their all-black uniforms are going to be kicking off to Ravenna in the all-whites. Normandy moving from left to right on your TV dial.
Look what you did there, Brandon.
Hey, you never know. Might have some audio only. But we are ready to go from Parma. It's a squib kick. Good heads-up play caught there by the Ravenna returner, but
Run some type of rule out here if they're going to pass it, but there is an overhang on the right. They need to be careful.
Brock Sandich, the keeper, up the middle, keeps the legs churning. And he fought for that football. It was nearly ripped out of his hands by the edge rusher there. That was defensive end number 53, Rodney Harris, who nearly ripped that out of the arms of Rock Sandich. And Rock Sandich said, nope, give me that. I'm holding on to this. And reaches that arm towards the plane. Broke it, and that's a touchdown and now a lead for the Blue Devils.
Woo, I got chills here. Cool. This is a huge crowd here for Brunswick here tonight. And Rock Sandich gave them something to cheer for. Going in, a lot of people doubted Brunswick. It's an early lead. They have to stay consistent anytime.
good thing we're getting a re-kick there. Sorry about technical difficulties there, folks. But good news is we get a second shot at it. No time off the clock. We're going to get a re-kick from Normandy. Now from the 35.
I wonder if they try it again or if they just go for something short. Not as short, though.
Let's see. It is another squib. This time makes it to the second level of the return team. Returner's going to bounce to the outside before being dragged down just short of the 45-yard line as Ashkin gains that time on the reception. Got to imagine that's what Normandy was trying to do the first time. That's just not betting on the first line to get their hands up and grab that. So good starting field position. Now for the Ravenna Ravens, C.J. Ross, the senior quarterback, going to be leading them. The dual threat quarterback stands at 6'3", 180. Will be a focal point of the offense today.
First and 10 from the 43-yard line. We're going to send 2 receivers out to the far side.
Yeah, we have a flex bone, no tight end, 2 wing backs on the left and the right, and we have a timeout called already. Yeah, I think maybe there's a look they weren't familiar with. They wanted to talk, didn't like the defensive look. Let's break down that offense for you real quick, right? You have twins right. You have 2 wide receivers. You have a fullback a little further back than like what an Olmsted Falls. This was very similar. Now, Olmsted Falls typically doesn't run twins right. They usually like to have their wide receivers isolated. Sometimes they'll twin them up just a little bit, but this Ravenna team looks like they're going to run twins right, twins left. Curious how that's going to work in their passing game, but a lot of misdirection. Look for counter. Look for flip power left, flip power right. I don't know if we're going to see a lot of wing T. It might be your traditional, or not wing T, pardon me, your traditional triple option. It might be more like a wing T where, hey, we want to be quick with misdirection. We're going to fake the flip, give it to the fullback, or, hey, QB boot, but it's going to be real quick and then boom, right into the B gap. I'm really interested to see how this offense moves.
Definitely one of the more, I don't know if exotic's the right word, but an offense we do not see particularly often.
And it used to be the norm, and now they're in the pistol, almost in the same identical formation, though.
First and 10, man in motion, going to be a handoff. Jet sweep, but that is going to be dropped. That ball is on the ground, and it looks like Normandy's got it.
That's one of the things that Ravenna's head coach talked about early in the game, before the game, pardon me. They wanted to keep the football in their possession. They didn't want to have any turnovers. They had a lot of turnovers last week against Kent Roosevelt. And here we go on the second play from scrimmage, from the first play from scrimmage. We see a fumble. Normandy recovers. Not a great start.
Yeah, and good use of the timeout there by Normandy as well. Again, like Dom said, maybe saw something they weren't completely comfortable with. Get out there. And even if that wasn't a fumble or a strip, they still had stopped that play, and it was going to be a loss in the backfield. So about as good of a start as you could hope for Normandy, as they now get a chance on offense, led by junior quarterback Jacob Muniak. Pistol formation, they have a back deep in the backfield. 1 receiver right, 1 left. Tight end goes in motion. It's going to be a handoff. Back working his way up the weak side behind his blockers, still churning, and he's going to get stopped a couple yards short of the first down marker.
Yeah, quick hitter to the left there.
That was Rajanard Brown on the carry. Will be a running back by committee situation for Normandy. However, the senior Brown will be featured quite often tonight. They're going to call it 2nd and 4 now for the Invaders.
Brown at the running back position. He's had a tremendous story. Coach raved about him and what he's done. Nearly 4.0 student. Teachers love him.
Quick drop back, throw up the middle, and that's intercepted. Ravenna has it. They're now at the 50. 1 man to beat. Jukes inside, still going. No one's going to catch him. Touchdown, Ravens. Carson Swager. Right place, right time. Great catch, and even better return, and just like that, 2 turnovers in the first 3 plays, and Ravenna strikes first.
68 yards to the house, and that was just a poorly placed pass. Was able to snatch it up, and he had a clear lane in front of him.
And we've got a flag. Everyone's starting to walk back. The Normandy faithful breathing a sigh of relief for now, at least. Let's see what this call is. Yeah, they're still moving. Normandy may have gotten away with one here. And it looks like, yes, penalty on Ravenna. So Normandy now going to get another opportunity. So they're calling it an illegal block in the back. So let's see here.
Yeah, so you're going to see the Normandy defense out there now.
There we go. All
yeah,
right.
so the pick will stand, but the pick 6 and the yardage will not stand. So just treat it as if he got the interception and fell over. Just treat it like that and move on.
Yeah, still cannot complain. So 2 turnovers in 3 plays. Gonna be 1st and 10 from their own 41-yard line. Ravenna now with another shot to get things going. Man in motion in the backfield, but the quarterback's gonna keep it himself. He gets dragged down after a short gain. And keeper there by C.J. Ross. A little bit of play action and then tucked it and ran himself.
I mentioned it with Ravenna's offense, but Normandy had the same issues last week. At halftime, his holy name last week, it was 21-12. It was a close game. Final score, complete different, 55-12, holy name on top. The issue was the ball protection for Normandy. Constant turnovers for Normandy in the second half, and that was one of Normandy's keys this week as well, was they wanted to take care of the football, but as we've seen on both first possessions for both teams, turnovers.
Feels like a game where the turnover battle may eventually decide this one. So just a reminder, it is a 0-0 game after the touchdown came off. 2nd and 8 now. Flag thrown in the backfield. It is a handoff. That back's going to get brought down in the backfield. The Darian Sanders on the carry. Well, let's see what the call is. Looks like that's also going against Ravenna.
Yeah, real interesting. So they operate in the pistol. So it is a flex bone wing T situation I got going on, but they're in the pistol. The center has two hands on the ball. Real interesting how they run it. Now, when you have a quarterback that you want to run a little bit more involved in the running game and give him a little bit more momentum, the pistol is good for that rather than having him under center. So that movement's good for that, but it also eliminates certain effective plays that you can do, like the flip power. She's like, Dom, that looked like flip power to me, whatever that means. That was more of an orbit motion handoff. It was really interesting. They operate differently than any other flexbone team that I've seen. It's very different operation. Doesn't mean make it good or bad or worse or better than other ones, but it is different. It's interested to see if like they can get some movement going with this, because it almost seems like they're not quick enough in these movements.
So after the penalty, 2nd and 13. Going to be another handoff, space up the near side. Back still churning, makes a couple man miss before he's finally driven backwards. Forward progress.
More laundry, Brandon.
Oh.
It might be one of those days for both teams.
It's week 2 for everyone, Dom.
It is. We might be saying that at week 6 at this point.
Again, they have been able to create a little bit of space on these runs. Very physical runners for Ravenna. Normandy has done a good job sniffing out this flexbone option kind of offense here a couple times. They know Ravenna wants to run the ball. If nothing else, they have keyed in on that. It's just a matter of if they can stop them consistently all game. But right now, Ravenna doing plenty of that themselves. It's going to be 2nd and 18 now for the Ravens. Still technically only the 2nd play of this drive. Team huddles up. They're now ready. 2 receivers out to the far side rather.
They run that. They love that twins look.
Handoff again. Back's got a little bit of space. Bounces outside. Defender grabs onto his leg. He's brought down at the 35-yard line. Gain of just a couple. It's going to be 3rd and very long for the Ravens. Ladarian Askew once again on the carry. Expect his name to be called quite a bit tonight for Ravenna. And the talented wide receiver, running back, defensive back, senior from Ravenna be featured a lot on this team. 3rd and 15 now, 8 minutes, 15 seconds and counting. Quarterback's going to roll. He's looking to throw now. Throws it up the far side and off the hands of Askew. That's going to be 4th down now for Ravenna.
So you had the streak up on the sideline. You had the out route, classic combo. Had him Askew open on the out route, but in another flag. Boy, oh boy!
This time it sounds like it's on Normandy.
He had him open on that out route. Though looked about to be a 10-yard out. Would have gotten that 1st down. Just not able to haul it in. Pass a little too high.
We'll get another opportunity here.
This is the longest possession without moving the sticks I've ever seen, Brandon.
Yeah, both literally and on the clock. We're down to about 8 minutes to go here in quarter number 1. Both teams have had the ball, but 2 early turnovers starting to flip this game early. Looks like the punt unit is making its way out.
It looks like the call was an eligible man downfield on Ravenna, so they declined that penalty, and Ravenna's going to bring out the punt unit.
So punter's out for the first time tonight. Jose Carpenter handling the punting and kicking duties for the Ravens. Punting it away here on 4th and 15.
Interesting look. The shields are so far apart.
Punter's got it. Kick is up. Good kick right up the middle. Fielded and fair caught by Normandy.
Gentlemen, I'm calling it now. There will be a block punt.
You think so? Why is that?
You can tell by their operation. The shields are too far apart. There's no rhyme or reason on their movements. Usually you want your shields, your two left and right shield together and your center shield behind or to the right, and you step in the middle and you create a shield, right? 3 guys real close to each other. They were completely staggered, and you had about 6 Normandy rushers. 3 of them occupied the shields, and then 3 others had a free run at them. This coaching staff for Normandy is a good one. We talked to them before the game. We know these guys. We've talked to them before. They're going to figure out how to get these guys organized for them to block that punt, and they almost just did it there.
Jacob Muniak and the Invaders have another chance. Man in motion. Going to be a handoff. Back working his way up the far side. Dragging a receiver with him. Dives forward, and that ball is out. Tried to make the extra effort for the first down. Trying to see who got possession of this. Looks like Normandy did fall on top of it. So that'll be a first down for the Invaders. Ladarian Askew, or my apologies, Rajanard Brown on the carry, looking at the wrong roster. Sure, Askew will get enough pub tonight without me putting him on the wrong team.
Brown, he has multiple schools looking at him, D2, D3 level. This kid's going to get some grants, some scholarships to play at the next level. 1st
and 10 from the 49. This time going to throw it. Quick pass up the left side. It's complete. Receiver brought down just short of that first down marker. That was Nick Williams, the junior wide receiver, on the reception. Williams also handling the punt and kick return duties tonight for the Invaders. 7 minutes now and counting. First quarter here from Byers Field. Still a 0-0 ball game. Turnovers have been the key here so far. 2nd and 1 from the Ravenna 42. Man in motion in the backfield. Going to be play action, quick throw out to that man in motion. He's got it up to the 40. That'll be enough for a first down. Good reception there by Mario Stewart for Normandy.
You know, last year we saw a Normandy team that just struggled to have any options, but this year it's been a different story. They have plenty of options. They have a quarterback that's more throw-centric. Last 2 years, Elijah Gray was more of a ball-dominant, running-style kind of quarter. We always said he reminded us of Cam Newton, how physical that he ran, but, you know, he's not in those doors anymore. They have a new quarterback, a new system. Andrew Zinnerman, the offensive coordinator this year, done a good job with this team.
1st and 10 for the Invaders. Quarterback's looking to throw, and he's going to get brought down. He hesitated, thought about taking off for a second, but in the end, not able to escape.
It got out of rhythm there. Couldn't prolong the play. Got the sputter feet and got tackled right behind the line of scrimmage.
Bradley Davis, credit for the sack there for Ravenna. Only loss of 2, so 2nd and 12 now for Normandy. Again, they've shown they are not afraid to go out and try to sling the ball around so far. And they're going to spread it out here.
An empty look.
Quarterback's looking, throw to the far side, and just out of the reach of Brown.
He took himself out of rhythm there. You had Deuce on the left, and then you had trips to the right. So they're not afraid to spread it out and put Rajanard Brown to the left. Or to the left, pardon me, to the wide receiver spot, take him out of the backfield, run empty. They trust this offensive line.
3rd and 11 on Ravenna's 41-yard line. Interested to see if they try to take 2 plays to pick up the first here. Going to be an empty backfield once again for Muniak. He's ready. Steps, facing some pressure, having to evade, rolling out, still looking for a target. Throws right off of the receiver's hands. Intended that time for Rajanard Brown once again, but again, just off of the fingertips. Again, Muniak facing pressure, good job evading and still nearly putting one on the target. Ravenna had that side of the field pretty well covered, but gave themselves an opportunity, but it's going to be 4th down. Right now, looks like the offensive unit still out there for Normandy.
Yeah, they're no man's land. And he is far back. We could actually still see a punt here.
Let's see what happens. Quarterback has it, and he is going to punt this away. Good punt up the middle over top of the returner, and that's going to go out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So 2 offensive possessions for both teams, still 0-0 here. Normandy hosting Ravenna. 5 minutes, 31 seconds to go in quarter number 1. Folks, make sure you stick around for both our post-game and halftime shows brought to you by the Cement Mason Local 404 Union. At halftime, our very own Dom Clary will take you around the world of Northeast Ohio high school football, get you updated on the scores, recap what's happened here so far. And of course, in the post-game show, we will be naming our Cement Masons and Mickey's players of the game. And you all have input on that, so make sure you're dropping YouTube comments. Let us know who you think is deserving of the player of the game. So 1st and 10 now from the 20-yard line for Ravenna. Man in motion, that snap is bobbled, but quickly fallen on top of by C.J. Ross. A loss of 1, 2nd down now for Ravenna. And actually more than that, he fell on it in the backfield a little bit, so that's going to be 2nd down at about 13. And we're going to get a timeout now for Ravenna as they try to regroup. Nearly another costly turnover for the Ravens. We've seen one from both sides already. Hasn't really hurt either team as of yet, but as mentioned, if you feel like this is going to play a pretty major role in today's game.
No, absolutely. They need to be able to take care of the ball. Ravenna, you know, they dropped to, I believe they said they dropped to Division III, correct?
They are Division III, yes.
Yeah, they dropped the Division III. Normandy dropped the Division I, but Ravenna, they want to hold the ball. If they want to continue, or if they want to grow as a team and compete against these other Division III teams they drop to, they need to be able to hold the ball. The upper level, even the mid-level of Division III is very competitive. Those teams, they don't drop the ball. The ball does not drop on the floor. This team, they're dropping the ball on the floor. They need to keep that ball up off the ground, and they need to also, at point of attack, be physical. This team's getting bullied on the front 7.
Yeah, so far, you are absolutely right. But when they have been able to rip off a couple of runs, they've shown that they can find holes in this Normandy defense. Again, just got to keep the ball off the ground. 2nd and 13 for Ravenna.
Look at this look.
Two backs in the backfield.
Yeah, so they're both behind him. One staggered to the left, one directly behind. Let's see what they do here.
And they're not going to do much as we have another flag on the field. Set reminded me of those like mid-late 2000s Charger teams. LaDainian Tomlinson, Darren Sproles. Never know what they're going to throw at you out of that split back. I didn't think we'd get a Chargers reference today, did you, John?
Now, I thought if we were talking about a split back type of offense, we're talking about Jerome Bettis and Deuce Staley.
Ah, there it is. We are a national sports broadcast here. 2nd and 8.
Love talking about Deuce Staley.
2nd and 8 for Ravenna. As the penalty went against Normandy. Handoff again, and the back is immediately dropped in the backfield. Excellent heads-up play by Riley Tyson, the senior linebacker, and we've got another penalty.
The amount of mistakes in extra curriculars out of the whistle is just, I mean, unbearable. These two teams both need to clean it up.
Well, if anybody wants to sponsor penalties, we've got plenty of them.
Yeah,
Email
this week and last week.
KeonSports.com. Let us know. No, I will not be reading that every time there's a penalty, but
sometimes
I want to be able to make it till week 10. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know if we'll get there. I mean, not even these guys, but last week too. It felt like we were never getting out of that game.
It's still early. It's week 2 for everybody. So now 3rd down. So there was a loss of down still on that. Penalty came after the play. Well, never mind. It's 2nd down. We're figuring it out, folks.
Lots going on here, Byers.
Man in motion, pitch to the running back, making his way out to the sideline, has some space, has a 1st down. Not quite a 1st down, almost got there. Biggest run we've seen so far tonight for Ravenna. Ladarian Askew on the carry. Little bit of space on the outside. They've had some success running the ball to the edges when the plays haven't been canceled out. But 3rd and 3 for the Ravens. As we tick down to 4 minutes to go here in quarter number 1.
They have a tight end here off to the left.
Man in motion again in the backfield. Going to be a quarterback keeper. Tries to push his way forward, and I don't think he got enough.
Pardon me, there's a tight end to the right. Yeah, he did not get enough. He barely moved the ball.
Yep, Ross kind of tried to dive forward as if it was a quarterback sneak, but he was about 2 yards too deep back to pull that. And sure enough, it'll be 4th and 2.
Yeah, I don't think he was aware of where the first down marker lied there.
It did look like if he wanted the space, he had it.
Now let's see. Watch those 3 shields. Look how far apart they are. Look at that huge gap here. And when they snap the ball, watch how they separate from right to left, and then there's a huge gap in between all 3 of them.
Punt is off and
Look at
away for Ravenna, nearly blocked. Caught at the 45, now across the 50. Returner's got some space to the 35, 30, still going forward before finally being knocked out of bounds right around that 30-yard line. Great return for Normandy.
You see what I mean, though? That gap that's forming? It's almost as if that right shield is supposed to go with the centerpiece, and he's not moving. And very interesting there. That can't be deliberate.
And we'll see if so yeah, I was going to ask, but I feel like you already kind of answered it. So you can't think of any real advantages to having them spread out that way.
There is no advantage.
Is there any reason, like whether it's like a gap in scheme or player, that you would even want to potentially spread everybody out?
No. It doesn't make sense. Now if you're running a rugby, yes, you keep one guy behind, of course. But
they do run kind of a rugby offense. It's very possible.
Yeah, but they don't run a rugby punt.
They could. We'll submit that in the suggestion box.
The block in the back was called there.
So
Let's go ran a rugby punt. I hated it.
We'll let them know, Dom.
Yeah.
1st and 10 now from from Ravenna's 47. Offense spread out again. No running back in the backfield with Muniak.
Deuce up top of your screen now, motion.
There is a motion now. Jet sweep, trying to find space on the outside. Cuts up the middle. He's to the 45, still shoving his way forward. Brought down just past that 45-yard line.
So one thing that offensive coordinator Andrew Zimmerman does really well is, and I played college football with him, great guy, great football mind. And one thing that he's doing is he's finding creative ways of how do we give Brown the ball? How do we make our best player effective on every single down?
2nd down now for Normandy. Going to be a handoff. Back's got some room up the sideline. Fumbles it, but it's out of bounds. 2nd time tonight, Ravenna Brown has coughed it up, but this time the sideline saves him after a good gain. We'll see where they officially mark that out of bounds. I know you can't advance the ball on a fumble, but that was enough for a Normandy 1st down. 2 minutes, 37 seconds to go here in quarter number 1. You're watching the Key on Sports High School Football Game of the Week. 1st and 10 now from the 35-yard line. Going to be a handoff. Back's got it, working his way up the middle. Brought down after a short gain from Ravenna Brown.
Just finding a way to keep him effective, keep him moving, keep him involved in the offense. Don't be surprised if there's a few plays where they give him a break, but he is their best player. He is their best option. He's tough, physical, fast, smart kid, as we talked about before, near 4.0 student, if not a 4.0 student. Get him the ball. Let him do creative things with the ball.
2nd and 7 now. It'll be Brown again out of the backfield. Same story this time. Picks up about 3 yards. Going right back to the well on that side. Will set up 3rd and 5 for the Invaders.
This offense can do some creative things with 5 yards to gain here. You have a tight end you can find up the middle if you want to pass. You can find Brown. They're going to put him in a Z spot there, kind of, I think you can call it the slot. Maybe not as close enough to be the slot, but they're going to spread it out. Trips on top of your screen, Deuce on the bottom.
Spreading it out now on 3rd and 5. Muniak goes to throw. It is complete, but we got a flag on the field. And that is a false start on Normandy.
It was the far side wide receiver. As soon as he got the check from the ref that he was good and set, he flinched right before the ball was snapped, anticipating the play and got caught.
So another costly penalty for the Invaders. That's going to bring him back. We've seen him be able to pick up chunks of 5, no problem. 10 yards, though. This might be a different story. Again, possibly no man's land, so they may take 2 downs. But Muniak once again by himself. 3rd and 10 from the 35. Quick throw, same play, but this time just out of the reach of his receiver, intended for Mario Stewart there. Even if he had caught that, it looked like Ravenna was all over that play. Now going to be 4th and 10. Muniak still out there, but we did see him handle the punting duties last time.
That might just be what they do here.
That penalty might have taken him out of that no man's land spot where you might go for it, but
I think this is a good place to punt. See if you can pin him. Keep it low to the ground. Let that puppy roll.
first time, punted from close to the same spot, got it to roll out of the back of the end zone, which still not the worst result, making Ravenna start on the 20. They're going to hope to improve on that here.
Look how far back he is.
He's ready, boots it, high kick this time. That's going to bounce at about the 15, take a little bit of a Normandy roll, and they're going to down that at the 11-yard line. So good punt there by Jacob Muniak.
That's where you want that to land there, right in that sweet spot between the 20 and the goal line, right? You know, you don't want to give him a touchback. You know, he doesn't have an accurate enough leg. Again, he's not a punter. He's a QB, not a true punter. So him putting in that sweet spot there, exactly what you need. You don't need anything special with his leg there. Now your defense can go out, keep doing what they're doing, and they're playing good defense at that, keeping this offense on their heels. And usually you want that the other way around if you're the offense.
51 seconds to go here in the first quarter. 1st and 10 from their own 11-yard line. And we've got a stoppage in play.
And you can hear the arguing between the quarterback and his wing back.
Yeah, false start there by Ravenna, and that hurts when you're this close to your goal line. They're snapping this out of shotgun. Gotta be careful now if you're the Ravens. A couple fumbles already today. Got to avoid that here. Got to imagine even getting a 3 and out and getting the ball back on the other side of the field would not be a bad result. But you cannot let that ball hit the ground. 1st and 15 now from their 6-yard line. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. They're going to look to throw it for the first time tonight, right up the middle of the field. Has an open receiver, dragged down at the 25-yard line. First pass completed for the night for Ravenna. That was Ladarian Askew on the reception. Quarterback knew exactly where he was going with that. The moment he snapped the ball, Askew got open and was making one player miss away from taking that one to the house. Good play there by the Ravens. Got themselves out of danger.
Smart play call there by Ravenna. They noticed, hey, they don't really have a true safety here. We could confuse him here with a little action in the backfield. Boom, found your best player downfield.
1st and 10 from the 25. They're going to look to throw again. Quarterback scrambling. Wisely decides to throw that away. I don't believe they're going to call that intentional grounding. They're going to say maybe he got out of the pocket. That was close. No receiver in the vicinity. Looks like there's some discussion from the referees. This may be a penalty against Ravenna. As they discuss that, though, 18 seconds left here in quarter number 1.
You know, Brendan touched on it real quick at the end of the game. You know, we talked about voting for player of the game. Also vote for the defensive player of the game.
Yes, sir.
Mickey's defensive player of the game, and as well the Cement Mason Local 404 Union player of the game. They get a t-shirt, Brandon. And we gave out one last week. We had a picture with the Moose last week. It was cannot remember the winners of last week. I know Strippy number 5.
How you can find
Zachary
out.
Barnhart.
Zachary Barnhart.
Or if you're not sure, you could always go back and watch our broadcast of that game. North Ridgeville, North Olmsted. All right. We're going to reset now. 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line for Ravenna.
Was it on Normandy?
I don't know what they could have called on Normandy there. If anything, I thought it'd be intentional grounding. But yeah, it's a fresh set of downs. They're moving the chains up. So now we're at the 35-yard line, first down for Ravenna.
Not sure if there was a potential talk of maybe roughing the passer if there was a late hit, but
They're calling it a personal foul against Normandy. Guessing it happened after the play. Again, it was a late flag, but it looked like it was because there was a discussion around intentional grounding, but here we are. So Ravenna now going to get it on the 35-yard line. A little bit of confusion as the officials get this set and ready.
Yeah, they're doing some explaining. He doesn't seem too happy about it over there. Coach Brian Coleman, who had a wardrobe change as well. He was not wearing that when we talked to him earlier, Brandon.
I had on a nice T-shirt, looked nice and relaxed out there. Was ready for some football now.
Now he has the polo? Yeah.
He does.
First and 10 now, handoff right up the middle. Gets through the first line, but quickly driven back by that second line of Normandy. That was Omir Taylor that time on the carry. Or I apologize. That was Ashen Gaines on the carry. I can't read, but that is the end of the first quarter here. You're watching the Keon Sports High School Football Game of the Week. It's Ravenna, it's Normandy, it's 0-0. We'll be back right after this.
This week's Keon Sports Game of the Week is brought to you by Frankie's Italian Cuisine. Looking for a place to enjoy a post-game meal? Love Italian food? Frankie's Italian Cuisine has you covered from meatball to lasagna. Visit them tonight at 4641 Great Northern Boulevard in North Olmsted and taste the 50-plus years of legacy for yourself. Maxim Lacrosse. Maxim Lacrosse will demand players embody the game by giving and receiving respect and understanding that character counts.
Run some type of rule out here if they're going to pass it, but there is an overhang on the right. They need to be careful.
Brock Sandich, the keeper, up the middle, keeps the legs churning, and he fought for that football. It was nearly ripped out of his hands by the edge rusher there. That was defensive end number 53, Rodney Harris, who nearly ripped that out of the arms of Rock Sandich, and Rock Sandich said, nope, give me that. I'm holding on to this, and reaches that.
And we're back at Byers Field for quarter number 2 of our Keon Sports High School Football Game of the Week. So Ravenna Ravens traveling in to take on the Normandy Invaders. Still 0-0 our score. Couple turnovers, but both offenses struggling to move the ball here so far. Second and 10 now for Ravenna to kick things off. It's going to be a handoff. Back has it up the middle of the field, and he's across the first down marker. Good carry there by Marcus Hutchinson, the senior, for Ravenna. First down for the Ravens. Those have been hard to come by so far, but they see something they're like. They're rushing up to the line. First and 10, now from the 45. Handoff again. Making his way up the strong side. Makes a couple people miss and knocked out of bounds right by that first down marker. Once again, Marcus Hutchinson. So an adjustment by the Ravens. 2 carries in a row to that weak side by Hutchinson.
Yeah,
now they're going to slow it down.
So what they're doing is they're running to the side where it has a tight end and it has that H-back. And so you called it a split back. It's hard to tell, right? And I've been looking for it because I thought it was a split back too. So it's not. They have a running back directly behind the quarterback, and they have an overhang to the right. It's a real interesting formation, but they treat that guy in the back. And again, it looks like a split. Like right now, it's a split back, but he's almost directly behind them.
Second and 1, handoff this time to the near side of the field. Back's got the first down and more as he flips over his defender. Once again, Marcus Hutchinson on the carry. Heavy dose of Hutchinson so far on this drive, but it's been good for 2 first downs for the Ravens. This has been the best the offense has looked so far tonight. Now on Normandy's side of the field. 10 minutes, 45 seconds left here in quarter number 2. Folks, make sure you stick around for the Cement Mason Local 404 halftime show with our very own Dom Clary as he takes you around the world of Northeast Ohio high school football. First and 10. Going to be a handoff, and Normandy all over that one. Back had absolutely no chance. About 4 different defensive linemen got in on that play. It's going to be a Short loss on the play, loss at 2 for Ravenna.
Looked like it was Jay Hebebrand first through the line for Normandy, wrapping up the running back and taking him right down to the ground.
So the first time this drive that Normandy has been able to stand them up. So now 2nd and 12 for the Ravens. Ross ready for it. Receivers are spread out. One back in the backfield. He's going to look to throw. Quick pass up the middle. Receivers got it, and he's down. That's good for a gain of about 6. Only a couple passes so far tonight for Ravenna, but both of them have been effective. Help move the chains. No surprise there. Ladarian Askew, the receiver on that play. Having him run routes out of that running back spot, kind of come up the middle.
Got a timeout here for Ravenna. 9:29 to go here in the second quarter. Ball security issues for both teams in the first quarter. Turnovers on the first possession for both Normandy and Ravenna. Neither team could capitalize on either of the turnovers, however. And we've still got a scoreless ball game here in the second quarter.
And that's fair. Neither team was able to capitalize, but both have also done a better job of securing the ball since then. We did have a near fumble for Normandy, but again, went out of bounds, so they were okay. So those have slowed down. Seems like the team's got the jitters out a little bit. Now it's turned into a little bit more of a defensive struggle. So again, maybe turnovers aren't the key to this. It's going to be which one of these offenses can really start clicking first. Right now, Ravenna seems like they're starting to get a little bit of feel for what they can do against this Invader defense. It's been a heavy dose of runs to that weak side. And then again, they've only thrown the ball a couple times, but both times it looked like Normandy wasn't quite ready for it. And Askew has been able to haul that in. He's not even necessarily making tough catches, but he's doing a great job of getting open. So going to be 3rd and 7 for Ravenna. Again, on Normandy's side of the field. And we've got Laundry once again before that play is able to get going. We await the call from the field. And that's going to go against Normandy. Offside call. So that's going to now set up 3rd and short for Ravenna. So now that opens up the playbook a little bit. They're now marking 4th down. I'm going to assume that's incorrect.
They're flipping it
They're
back now.
figuring it out. There we go. There's the 3. 9 minutes, 28 seconds to go. 2 yards is what Ravenna needs to keep this drive going. Ball is snapped, handed off. The back's got the first down. Bounces outside for some space. Dragged out after a gain of about 5. Cy gains there.
Gentlemen, how many plays did I miss there?
Just 1. We had a penalty, so
Okay.
welcome back.
Thank you.
Dom pulling double duty, going out and fixing our banner. Now, you guys can't really see here, but we have a banner to let everybody know where they can stream the game. And Dom, without thinking twice, grabbed the tape, ran out there. It's a man of many talents. We appreciate that, Dom.
Saw some of the student body holding up the sign. I'm like, what is going on? I'm like, oh, our sign's falling apart.
First down now, handoff. Up the middle. That's not going to go anywhere, though. Gain of 1 for the Ravens. Normandy ready for that. Still a 0-0 ball game, but plenty of time to play. 8 minutes, 40 seconds in counting.
Already hoping to get the wheels back on the track here. You know, their coach before the game, he was very confident that this team can compete for their conference and that this team's also a playoff possible team. He believes that they can compete at that level. It starts with the win today. And right now, they're not on that total track right now. They need to put the wheels on. We've seen some promising things, some players that show that they can help move the ball or even stop the ball as well. But right now, they need to find a way to get things back in the right direction.
Well, and to your point as well, a lot of times what we see with these out-of-conference schedules is some of the bigger teams, the teams in higher divisions will play like almost tune-ups against some of the lower division games. Like sometimes, basically all I'm trying to say is the out-of-conference wins are that much more valuable when you can get them when you're in a lower division like Normandy is. And like you said, a couple wins in the division last year, they've proven that they can hang tough. And so far, again, their offense has shown some promise. They're confident in their quarterback. They don't appear to be one-dimensional. again, just got to clean up some of the turnover issues that we had early, and again, still need to find their groove here in this game, like Ravenna has started to do now on offense. They're going to be facing 2nd and long, but again, they've done a good job moving the ball, starting this drive close to their own 20. Now getting close to the red zone, give themselves a first scoring opportunity tonight.
It's been an impressive drive for them. They found different ways to be dynamic and use different pieces on their offense there in the backfield.
2nd and 9, one back in the backfield. Ball is snapped, quarterback's gonna throw, facing pressure, rolling out, makes one man miss, but now he's crowded, throws that ball out of bounds in the proximity of a receiver. Good job by CJ Ross, is doing what he can to stay alive there and get that ball safely out of play. No question that time about intentional grounding. Smart play there from the quarterback.
That's the second time we've seen Ross make that play. It's a smart IQ play. It's not a lot of times at the high school level, you'll see quarterbacks continue to run around and try to make a play that's just not there, and there's just too much pressure and they end up taking a big sack. Now we've seen here twice by CJ Ross that he just knows, throw the ball away. I'm not going to be able to get out of here. Just can't cost my team any more yardage.
And on that same note, the Normandy front 4 has broken through a couple times tonight. We'll see if that comes up in a big way later on. 3rd and 9 now for Ravenna. Ball is snapped, gonna look to throw, but pressure coming quick again. Ross rolling out, looking deep, down into the end zone, has a receiver, but that's picked off.
On the ground, it dropped, Brandon. That was close.
Goodness, almost an incredible interception from Normandy. Nick Williams went up and nearly one-handed that ball to bring it back down. 4th down now for the Ravenna Ravens. Huge play defensively there for Normandy.
That would have easily been contender for play of the year if he was able to hold that in.
Absolutely.
Easily.
To this point, for sure. And almost had a pick 6 early and almost had an incredible pick in the end zone today. These players are ready. They're excited. They're energetic. It's just one of these has to fall. One big play is going to break this thing open. 4th down for Ravenna. Quarterback still in there. They are going to throw it. Rolling, has to avoid pressure again, throws deep, has a receiver, and he's got it for the 1st down and more. Ladarian Askew, toe tapping on the sideline, brings it in, and this Ravenna Ravens drive continues.
It looked like there was a little pre-snap miscommunication between either the running back and the quarterback or the running back and receiver. It looked like there was some yelling back and forth. All in all, ends up in a positive play, and they get a 1st down out of it.
Letting you know, folks, for the first time tonight, this trip to the red zone is brought to you by the Kelly McLean Achievement Center. The lights now flip on here at Byers Field as the sun sets. 8 minutes to go here in quarter number 2. Ravenna driving the ball. 1st and 10 now from the 15. This time going to be a quarterback keeper. Fakes the handoff, picks up maybe 2 yards before being met by a scrum of Normandy defenders. The one thing so far it seems like Normandy's really been able to key on is those quarterback keepers. Couple designed runs so far that CJ Ross has had, not been incredibly effective so far. They're going to call it a gain of 1. So 2nd and 14. Couple substitutions for the Ravens. Normandy looking for a big stop here. 2 backs in the backfield. The snap, the handoff, up the weak side again. Jukes makes a couple guys miss before running into the pile. Picks up about 5 yards on the play. It was Oskin Gaines once again on the carry.
This offense has switched from just using Askew to using other options as well. It's been nice to see them make that switch.
Yeah, I made the comment. A couple team previews before the year, Normandy was looking to go more like a running back by committee style, but instead we've seen Ravenna kind of pick that up. And again, the few times they've had to throw it, I believe they have not had it, or I do apologize, they've thrown it out of bounds a couple times, but up the middle of the field, they've been very effective so far. 3rd and 5. It's going to be a handoff again, back looking for space, but that's going to be snuffed out by Normandy. Tried to make his way to that near sideline, but nothing there for number 28, Marcus Hutchinson. That's now going to be 4th down for Ravenna. They went for it last time. They do have a kicker on the roster, but unsure what kind of range we would see. As of now, looks like the offense staying out there. 4th and 6. So loss of 1 on that play. Ross ready for it. He's going to roll out looking to throw. Good blocking there. And it looks like that ball might have hit the ground before the receiver hauled it in. But let's see the call. And sure enough, he dropped it. And Normandy's going to take over. So after a huge drive, starting all the way back on their own 20, bringing it into the red zone, the Invaders defense stands strong. And now the offense gets another opportunity.
Way to bend but don't break. We saw that yesterday with Akron. Despite them losing, they were bend but don't break all day. They forced a lot of 4th downs, made Wyoming go for it, and they kept their offense in the game. Now, their offense wasn't able to score. Hopefully, if you're a Normandy supporter watching this, you're hoping, hey, maybe we can get our offense going a little bit. And I think they will. That defensive stop is what they needed with 5:38 remaining in the second quarter.
Absolutely crucial there for Normandy. Ravenna feels like they got something figured out, but then that momentum gets halted. So now the Invaders offense comes back out after being on the sideline for a while. That drive, just in the second quarter, chewed up about 6 minutes. So 1st down for Normandy. Going to be a handoff up the middle. Nowhere to go there for Brown. In fact, he's going to lose 1 on the play. You mentioned the MAC, Dom. If I was, again, checking in periodically throughout the night, I was watching USF completely shellac Boise State. But the MAC was hanging tough in a lot of non-conference games last night.
Yeah, no, we saw some good ones last night. Ohio stood tough against Rutgers. Would have won it if it wasn't for a mistake earlier in the game.
Another handoff for Normandy, but again, Ravenna knew what was coming. No gain on that play, so now 3rd and 11 for Normandy.
The most impressive team of the day was Bowling Green. Pudge the Cat helped them get the win against their FCS opponent.
Hi, Ziggy.
And that is the battle cry of the Falcon.
I love Pudge. We should get our own mascot. You think they'd let us bring a cat into the press box? 3rd and 10 now for Normandy. Quarterback's going to roll out, looking to throw, waiting for a receiver to get open. Throws it deep up the middle of the field and over the head of his intended target. That was C.J. Ross, the quarterback, on the coverage. Also plays safety for Ravenna.
Looks like we do have a flag on the field. Far side of the field around the 30-yard line.
See what they called that? Normandy is retreating back to the original line of scrimmage. So interested to hear what the call is going to be. Chains are not moving as of now. But that is going to go against Ravenna, and that's going to be a 1st down for Normandy. They're going to call that pass interference against C.J. Ross. Not entirely sure about that one, but
I don't know about that one, Cotton.
It's a bold
it's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him. 1st and 10, going to throw again to the running back as he's leveled in the backfield, and that's still a live ball. They're saying that pass was thrown backwards. That's a fumble. Ravenna's recovered.
That's absolutely right, and that is a great job by the Ravenna defense. The whistle was not blown, and that was clearly a sideways or backwards pass you could see from up here, and they did not stop going towards the ball. They played through the whistle, they picked up the loose ball, and now Ravenna is going to have possession back in the red zone.
Huge play there by Ravenna. Another turnover for Normandy. And now they get another chance in the red zone, and this trip to the red zone, albeit a quick one, brought to you by the Kelly McLean Achievement Center. Again, Ravenna going to start on the 15-yard line. So maybe a little further back than that. They're still figuring out where exactly to spot this. There we go. Yeah, 15-yard line. 4 minutes, 10 seconds to go here in the first half.
Yeah, so look here. That running back's directly behind them.
And there's already a flag on the field as the back takes that up the far side. But that may be negated. And yep, that was holding on Ravenna. Gains on the carry there, but that's going to get brought back.
He's throwing so quick, too. It's almost like he had to be holding immediately for them to even call that.
That was a very quick flag thrown in the backfield. So they're pushing that back now quite a bit. My goodness, that hurts if you are Ravenna. So 1st and 20. Clock rolling again, under 4 minutes now. Again, make sure you stick around for the Cement Mason Local 404 halftime show with Dom Clary. Ball was snapped, quick throw, and off the head of the receiver. That's intercepted. Normandy taking advantage of the bounce and picking that one off. And the Invaders take back control.
We have a flag down. Looks like it's going to be on Ravenna.
On Ravenna, they're going to decline it.
That is the second turnover for Ravenna. 2 turnovers for Normandy, nearly 3. Turnovers and penalties have been so far the key to this game. Now, while there's no score, there very easily could be if these penalties and these turnovers were cleaned up.
The score would be 7-0 if it wasn't for a penalty earlier in the game by Ravenna.
That's true. Larry Clemens, the one cleaning that up, the interception for Normandy.
Let's see what one former BW grad Andrew Zimmerman has cooked up for his offense here.
I thought that one player was running out without a helmet. That's just a Black Guardian cap. That's a bold move, Cotton. 1st and 10 now. Handoff. Another flag on the play.
It might be a face mask.
Let's see, brought down for no gain that time was Brown. So we await the call, and that is going to go against Normandy. Yeah, holding against Normandy, the call. Anyone keeping track of the number of penalties?
I probably should.
Too many.
At least 3. Maybe 4.
A handful.
Yeah, several. A kerfluffle of penalties. So now it'll be 1st and 20 for Normandy. Tell me if you've heard this one before. Ravenna dealing with the same thing previously. Quarterback's ready. Empty backfield. Rolling out to the near side. He's facing pressure. Evades the first man. Still under pressure. Completes the pass. On the run. Right on the dot there for Mario Stewart. Excellent run and throw by Jacob Muniak of the Invaders.
Excellent job staying composed, moving around in the pocket, finding someone downfield. Now they have 2nd and medium.
So after a 1st and 10, they pick up 15 yards. Now again, with how methodical the offense has been, they haven't been going for the big chunk play. The clock may start to come into factor soon. 3 minutes, 17 seconds.
That had been Normandy's biggest struggle offensively thus far coming into the throughout the game, is that Muniak was struggling with his ball placement. They had a few open out routes early in the game, and now easily he makes his hardest throw of the game, but it's a big one, and it's complete, and now they pick up a 1st down, and now they got the offense rolling.
Quick throw to the outside to Nick Williams as he picks up the 1st down there. Again, the timing for Muniak, when he's able to set, he's accurate, he's decisive, and he can run the offense. The problem has been just getting him comfortable, and again, not just him, but the rest of the team keeping that ball off the ground. We'll see if they can take advantage here. 1st and 10 from the 38. Muniak's going to throw again. Holding on to it, facing pressure, and brought down in the backfield.
What was the play before that, Brandon? Sorry, I was calculating some stuff.
No, you're good. Sanders Zaire with the sack for Ravenna. Previous play, that was about a 7-yard out route. Muniak completed 2. I'm going to say it was Mario Stewart. I apologize. Nick Williams. Dom also keeping stats for us this evening.
And every evening.
So 2nd and 19. So another long yardage situation, this time because of a sack. Muniak done a good job escaping pressure so far tonight, but not able to do it that time. 2 minutes, 20 seconds and counting now. Muniak again, quick throw to the near side. Receivers got it. Makes a cut up the middle and brought down after a big gain. Excellent run after the catch there from Nick Williams. All of a sudden, this passing offense is humming. So we now go under 2 minutes, and now going to be 3rd down and 6. Big pickup there for the Invaders, and suddenly gotten a couple chunk plays off. Clock still rolling, though. 3rd and 6. Empty backfield. Uniac tried to get someone to jump, and he did. That'll be encroachment on Ravenna. Good job on the hard snap there from Uniac.
One thing I was taught by former Pittsburgh Steeler from the 70s, John Colby's my offensive line coach. Yeah, 3 actually. He said if someone steps over like that, put them on their butt.
3rd and 1 now. Quick run right up the middle. That's going to be enough, it looks like. Quarterback keeper there that time by Muniak. That's going to move the chains, stop the clock. Minute 33 seconds now at midfield. Can Normandy keep the momentum going and put up the first points of this game? Muniak ready. Low snap, but he handles it. Facing pressure up the middle. Rolls, looks, fires, gets it inside to his tight end. Right on the sideline. My goodness, Brody Tusai with his first reception of the evening could not have put that in a tighter window, but we've got a flag on the play.
Good grief.
Remind me to wait to get excited until after we check for laundry.
It's coming back.
Thank you. And that's what my mom used to say growing up. Never get too excited until you check. Hey, do I have laundry?
You know, I've learned that more and more as I have a child now.
And
get
now you're doing
real quick.
Now you're doing laundry for a helpless human that doesn't know how to do it.
And I used to be that helpless human, and I was doing it.
Some would say you still are.
That's more than fair. 1st and 20. Now empty backfield again. Has space, throws it up the sideline, but receiver not quite able to break away in time. Rajanard Brown, the intended target on that play. So 2nd and 20 now. 54 seconds to go. Got to imagine they're going to keep trying to throw the ball, looking for that big play to break this open. Still a 0-0 ball game. 2nd and 20 now. Uniac ready. Free rusher, but he falls, throws it again. Intended for Brown, but not quite able to get there. Nearly got hit by an unblocked rusher, but tripped up just before getting to the quarterback. So
yeah, they sent 6 there, Brandon. Two from distance.
That's been effective. Going to be the final timeout now for Normandy. Again, they have one timeout left for each side. 49 seconds left, 3rd and 20. Both sides looking to find pay dirt for the first time tonight.
Real quick, Brandon, want to talk about our MAC coverage. We had great coverage yesterday. We have Zach Carter from Ball State, who, I mean, usually we have guys go to games, write a story here and there. He's a beat writer. That kid is going to cover a professionals team one day. He's going to be excellent at it. Zach Carter's been phenomenal for Ball State. Love everything he's doing there. Follow him on Twitter, ZACH, and then Carter. He's done great. Brady Hamilton was with us during basketball season last year. He was phenomenal. And he's covering Kent. We have a lot going on the YouTube page and on Twitter at their individual Twitters, as well as our articles on our webpage.
Yeah, make sure you stick around for MAC coverage. Dom entering, is it year 4? Doing the MAC, year 3? It's been a while.
I think it's year 4.
3rd and 20 now. Going to look to throw again up the far side of the field, and that's intercepted. Ravenna's got it now, looking for space, heading to the opposite side of the field. And he's not going to be able to escape, but a huge pick for Ravenna. Ladarian Askew once again making the big play. Now with 35 seconds left, Ravenna going to take this one over.
Playmakers in Ravenna are having too much of an effect on this game right now. Normandy has to find a way to minimize that effect.
And again, that offense was humming when they kind of got in a 2-minute mode, but went for the big shot there. The clock working against them does not pan out. Ravenna has 1 timeout.
That was the third play in a row where Normandy really took a deep shot, tried to get into the red zone area, if not just a little bit outside, while earlier in the drive, the quick comeback routes, find your receiver, get a couple extra yards, was really what was getting them down the field.
1st and 10, gonna throw the ball there, intended for Askew. That's gonna fall out of bounds. Just for context, Normandy will receive the ball at the beginning of the second half. One more reminder, folks, make sure you stick around for the Cement Mason Local 404 halftime show with Dom Clary, as he takes you around, gives you some scoring updates from all across the world of Northeast Ohio high school football. And then, of course, make sure you check out KeonSports.com tonight and tomorrow as we post updates from 30-plus games from across Northeast Ohio and beyond. So now 2nd and 10 now, 30 seconds, man in motion. Low snap but handled, going to be tossed to the running back, trying to find space on the outside, brought down in the backfield, gains the carrier there. And it looks like they're going to be okay with that clock ticking out. Offense still on the field for now. Got a feeling we're heading into the locker room here. And yeah, receivers tying his shoes. So that's going to do it for the first half, folks. You're watching the Keon Sports High School Football Game of the Week for Week 2. The Ravenna Ravens here in Parma taking on the Normandy Invaders. Your score, 0-0. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, it's Dom Clary for the Cement Mason Local 404 Union Halftime Show. We'll be right back.
This week's Keon Sports Game of the Week is brought to you by the Cement Mason Local 404 Union. Whether you're an experienced journeyman or an apprentice, their doors are open for you to join the union. Current and future demand for skilled craftsmen necessitates an apprenticeship program that takes into consideration practices of one of the world's oldest trades, along with instruction in new techniques, applications, technologies, and materials. The Local 404 Cement Masons Joint Apprenticeship Training Program supports a world-class curriculum of instruction and on-the-job training for more than 40 apprentices annually. Union Cement Mason skills are honed with the most comprehensive apprenticeship training program in the industry. B.A. Sweetie Candy Company. The world's most famous candy company is right here in our backyard. They are located at 6770 Brook Park Road in Cleveland, and it is a candy lover's paradise. They have every candy from your childhood, so make sure to visit them today. JBL Roofing and Construction. JBL is a licensed, bonded, and insured contractor with the experience to complete any job needed for your home or property. Let their team of professionals help you with vinyl siding, windows, roofing, and gutters. Get the job done right the first time and stress-free with JBL. Call them today at 330-677-9463 or visit them on the web at jblrc.com. The Cleveland Building and Construction Trades Council provides essential coordination and support to the work of its affiliated local unions in order that, through inter-trade solidarity, organized construction workers achieve a powerful voice in government, bargaining, and in their communities. They work to secure the trade jurisdiction and autonomy of their affiliates as the respected arbiter of trade issues, and through that work contribute to the community of employment and economic security of organized construction workers. Established in 1913, the Cleveland Building and Construction Trades Council continues to provide skilled union craftsmanship throughout Northeast Ohio. Neopat is a nonprofit dedicated to supporting veterans, military service members, and their families right here in our community. From emergency assistance to family events, scholarships, and mental wellness programs, Neopat works to honor their service and sacrifice. You can make a difference by donating, volunteering, or sponsoring programs that directly impact local military families. Learn more and get involved at neopat.org.
North Ridgeville Athletic Boosters is a charitable organization consisting of dedicated Ranger supporters serving athletes, coaches in our community.
Chatty's Pizzeria. In the heart of Bay Village at 28611 Lake Road, this incredible pizzeria offers a full menu of food and drinks. They have everything from a casual dining experience to the romantic setting of a long-awaited date night. Their food is made on the spot with fresh ingredients and classic recipes that the entire family will enjoy. From a cozy spot in the igloo to the party room, everyone will be taken care of. Call 440-471-4485 or email info@Chatty's Pizzeria for reservations.
Some type of rule out here if they're going to pass it, but there is an overhang on the right. They need to be careful.
Brock Sandich, the keeper, up the middle, keeps the legs churning, and he fought for that football. It was nearly ripped out of his hands by the edge rusher there. That was defensive end number 53, Rodney Harris, who nearly ripped that out of the arms of Brock Sandich, and Brock Sandich said, nope, give me that. I'm holding on to this. And reaches that arm towards the plane, broke it, and that's a touchdown and now a lead for the Blue Devils.
Woo, I got chills here. Cool. This is a huge crowd here for Brunswick here tonight. Inrock Sandich gave them something to cheer for. Going in, a lot of people doubted Brunswick. It's an early lead. They have to stay consistent. Anytime this Cleveland Heights team has their talented players, their smart players on the field, they have a chance to win the game. They need to be a little bit more. The adrenaline stops you. They need to get back up to that pace here.
First and goal from the 10-yard line. Davis bouncing it to the outside, and he's going to walk into the end zone untouched, and just like that. 4 plays, 4 runs, all carries for Marquise Davis, a guy who ran for 333 yards last week and 4 touchdowns. Did not have a big first half. It was quiet, and he shows up on the first drive right when the Tigers need him, 10-6.
You know, he gets that edge. There's no one that can catch him. There needs to be someone right in front of him if they want any hopes of stopping Marquise Davis. He has that.
If you're Cleveland Heights, you can use Brunswick's game against them. Still 8 minutes to go, but continue to run the ball, run the clock, and you have an opportunity for a fresh set of downs before making it into the end zone.
Davis slipping through a couple tacklers, keeps the legs churning. Nobody could bring him down. Was touched back around the 8-yard line and just kept dragging defenders. And that's why he's the type of running back prospect we've been. Happened to the green wave on the other end. Here an option. This one going to be a pitch to the outside. Got a block and going to step into the end zone right around the corner. Nice blocking there by the wide receiver, setting that edge and giving some room for number 30, Andre Jenkins, the sophomore, to make his way into the end zone untouched. And also credit to Elijah Gray on that pitch, well timed on the driving once again, looking to get their first win of the season and break that 9-game win streak for Holy Name dating back to 2013. But right now, Holy Name, they need to get a stop here. I know it's early in this game, but things are trending the way of Normandy. And a lot of it's because of Elijah Gray, the quarterback, trying to make a man miss an open field. He does. Past the 15-yard line, slips past the tackler, cuts inside, and he's going to barrel his way into the end zone. I'll tell you what's more slippery than that football tonight, and that is the quarterback, Elijah Gray. Nobody can bring that man down.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say. I mean, this is one of the most exciting runners of a quarterback that I've seen.
And a reminder that this trip to the red zone has been brought to you by Kelly McLean Achievement Center. Visit kelly-mac.com to learn more. 2nd and 2 from the 5. Have to get to the 3-yard line to pick up the first down. Rodriguez on the carry. Looks like he's going to get close and just enough to move the chains. Down at the 2. 1st and goal.
That's nice having that first down marker right there. Now you have 4 golden chances at the 2-yard line to punch one in.
But don't forget, Dom, this is the second time it's happened just like this. They got a fresh set of downs on the 2-yard line earlier in this game. Didn't quite turn out. Got to shake off the cobwebs.
Still running out of the same set from the last 2 plays. They're going to go back to the well with Rodriguez again. And Rodriguez is into the end zone.
This week's Keon Sports Game of the Week is brought to you by Rookie's Sports Bar and Grill, your one stop for all things food and fun, with a variety of cold drinks as well. They have fun and games, great people, great laughs, and great times. They feature the largest selection of dartboards and pool tables you'll find on the west side. From warm food to cold beer, they have you covered from start to finish. Check them out today at 6913 West 130th Street in Parma Heights. They are right in the heart of town. You'll walk away satisfied at Rookies as they hit a home run every time. Jenny's Popcorn. You can find their flavors anywhere popcorn is sold, including Giant Eagle and Mark's. Visit them online at jennyspopcorn.com or in person at 38727 Taylor Parkway in North Ridgeville, Ohio. They have everything from butter, cheese, caramel, and everything in between at this popcorn paradise. Spins Bowl. Spins Bowl has 36 lanes and a large redemption arcade with a full bar and restaurant. It is truly a good time for the whole family as it has something for everyone, young and old. Swing by their website for more info at spinsbowl.com.
Sergeant Clean Car Wash delivers the highest quality car wash and superior customer service in Northeast Ohio in the shortest amount of time possible. Their mission is to provide the highest quality car wash and superior customer service while serving as positive role models in their communities. You will not find a better car wash than Sergeant Clean.
The Robert Gates Legacy Foundation. This foundation aims to raise money to provide relief to organ transplant recipients. The cost of rejection medications are thousands of dollars per month, and they are needed to keep organ recipients alive. They also provide scholarships in Robert Gates' name and provide financial relief to living donors as they take time off of work for testing, workups, and surgeries, all to save someone's life by giving the gift of life. Lally's Handyman Service. From deck and fence building to indoor and outdoor remodeling, Lally's Handyman Service has you covered. Matt and his crew have been out to my home numerous times for a multitude of services and have hit a home run every time. Repair, replace, and remodel with Lally's Handyman Service. Give them a call at 216-789-2047. MDG Flooring. If you're in need of quality flooring for your home or office, look no further than MDG Flooring America in Medina. There is nothing that Steve and his talented staff cannot handle. Call them today at 330-725-5252 or stop in and visit them in person at 3812 Pearl Road in Medina. Pulp in North Olmsted and North Ridgeville. Tasty, healthy, and made fresh every single time. Pulp was created to be a better juice and smoothie bar. They've created smoothies, bowls, and juices to be the best tasting things you've ever tried. They focus on being truly healthy with their products and never compromise on quality. Their quick and friendly staff is passionate about making your visit to Pulp a great part of your day.
Let Katie Grasso take the hassle out of planning your next dream vacation. With CJ Vacations, they get you to the destination you want to be at with the price you can afford.
West Side Fleet. The West Side Fleet will be back in North Olmsted this summer at a brand new location in the south parking lot of the Great Northern Mall. Vendors and food trucks will be set up in the parking lot area. They'll have music, kids games, and more in the grassy area. As always, it is rain or shine, and this is an outdoor event. Dates to visit are as follows: August 30th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and September 27th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. North Olmsted Sportsman's Club. They offer a little bit of everything that the true outdoor sportsman would enjoy. At NOSC, memberships are open to everyone from novice to master. For those just starting, the Ohio Department of Natural Resources sponsors several adult and junior programs open to the public at NOSC. Everything is provided free of charge, including equipment, ammo, and targets. Also, don't forget Ladies' Night. Find out more about one of North Olmsted's oldest and most prestigious clubs at nosc-online.com. Nancy's Main Street Diner. They only prepare your meals with the freshest ingredients. The dishes are made to order as they never use heat lamps and they take no shortcuts whatsoever. They're located at 426 Main Street in Grafton, Ohio. Nancy's Main Street Diner is your choice for all 3 daily meals. Tech Corp LLC. Through a relentless commitment to quality and service, Tech Corp LLC has developed a reputation for delivering work that exceeds expectations. They have the knowledge and experience to handle projects of any size and scope. Tech Corp LLC specializes in commercial and industrial roofing and offers assessment management programs, inspections, infrared scanning, restoration, project management, and consulting. You can reach them today by phone at 888-588-5333 5524. Scalpers Bar and Grill. Scalpers Bar and Grill does it like no one else around. Unlike other places that close as early as 9 p.m., at Scalpers they stay open till 2 a.m. all 7 days of the week. They have the best food you'll ever put in your mouth, as they're serving up everything from subs, burgers, wings, and apps to Philly cheesesteaks, ice-cold beer, and everything you would want to eat. Do the best thing possible and make a personal trip there at 5718 Mayfield Road in Lyndhurst.
Want some type of rule out here if they're going to pass it, but there is an overhang on the right. They need to be careful.
Brock Sandich, the keeper, up the middle, keeps the legs churning, and he fought for that football. It was nearly ripped out of his hands by the edge rusher there. That was defensive end number 53, Rodney Harris, who nearly ripped that out of the arms of Brock Sandich, and Brock Sandich said, nope, give me that, I'm holding on to this, and reaches that arm towards the plane, broke it, and that's a touchdown and now a lead for the Blue Devils.
Woo, I got chills here. Cool. This is a huge crowd here for Brunswick here tonight. And Brock Sandich gave them something to cheer for. Going in, a lot of people doubted Brunswick. It's an early lead. They have to stay consistent. Anytime this Cleveland Heights team has their talented players, their smart players on the field, they have a chance to win the game. They need to be a little bit more. The adrenaline stops you. They need to get back up to that pace here.
First and goal from the 10-yard line. Davis bouncing it to the outside, and he's going to walk into the end zone untouched, and just like that. 4 plays, 4 runs, all carries for Marquise Davis, a guy who ran for 333 yards last week and 4 touchdowns. Did not have a big first half. It was quiet, and he shows up on the first drive right when the Tigers need him, 10-6.
You know, he gets that edge. There's no one that can catch him. There needs to be someone right in front of him if they want any hopes of stopping Marquise Davis. He has that.
If you're Cleveland Heights, you can use Brunswick's game against them. Still 8 minutes to go, but continue to run the ball, run the clock, and you have an opportunity for a fresh set of downs before making it into the end zone.
Davis slipping through a couple tacklers, keeps the legs churning. Nobody could bring him down. Was touched back around the 8-yard line and just kept dragging defenders. And that's why he's the type of running back prospect we've been. Happened to the green wave on the other end. Here an option, and this one going to be a pitch to the outside. Got a block and going to step into the end zone right around the corner. Nice blocking there by the wide receiver, setting that edge and giving some room for number 30, Andre Jenkins, the sophomore, to make his way into the end zone untouched. And also credit to Elijah Gray on that pitch, well timed on the drive.
Welcome on into the Cement Mason Local 404 Union Halftime Show. I am Don the Clary, and I'm by myself for the halftime show. We bring you scores across Northeast Ohio. We have a few good ones here to talk about. Some close, some not so close in score and distance to us. Stowe Monroe Falls, they're currently beating Barberton. We'll see Barberton later in the year, but right now they're losing to Stowe Monroe Falls 14-7 in the second quarter. Next, we'll travel to Euclid. Buckle in, fellas. Euclid is winning 22-7 against Berea Mid-Park. Not the start of the season that Mid-Park wanted to have. Springfield is beating former right on the border powerhouse, the Brookfield Warriors, who used to dominate that border right there between PA and Ohio. Currently using the Springfield. Oberlin and Brooklyn. Seems to be no score there. Amherst, Steel, and Buckeye. They're in a brawl, 14-7 the score in the third quarter. Some other scores across the area. 21-0 in the third quarters. Westlake leads Clearview. Cleveland Heights and Chardon are tied 12-12. That score got me right there, folks. A few other scores as we have 3:30 left until we start back up here in our scoreless ball game between Ravenna and Normandy. Let's look here. What else do we have? Holy Name, who beat Normandy last week, is currently losing to Gilmore 14-6. Some other scores Avon Lake currently losing to Lake Catholic 7-0 in the third quarter. Rhodes is defeating Lakewood 20-0 in the third. Elyria losing to Lorraine 21-7. Lutheran West losing to Aurora 19-0 in the second quarter. St. Vincent St. Mary, they're losing to Massillon Perry 16-0. Massillon Washington destroys Glen Oak so far in this game in the third quarter, 44-3. Elyria Catholic losing to Mayfield 19-7. Menor battling with Erie McDowell 21-12. McDowell, former powerhouse up in that Erie area. Wadsworth beating New Albany 28-0. Midview beating North Olmsted 20-7. North Ridgeville destroying Valley Forge 31-6 in the second quarter. Olmsted Falls is beating Brunswick 16-0. And that'll be it here at the Cement Mason Local 404 Union Halftime Show. Join us back here post-game as Brandon Marvel and Brandon SP will close out the game. But first, we have 2 quarters remaining in a scoreless ball game. Will Ravenna take the lead and win this game, or will Normandy close it out at home as their offense has struggled to go? Find out next as we go to a break, and we'll be back here soon.
Run some type of rule out here if they're going to pass it, but there is an overhang on the right. They need to be careful.
Brock Sandich, the keeper, up the middle, keeps the legs churning, and he fought for that football. It was nearly ripped out of his hands by the edge rusher there. That was defensive end number 53, Rodney Harris, who nearly ripped that out of the arms of Rock Sandich, and Rock Sandich said, nope, give me that, I'm holding on to this, and reaches that arm towards the plane, broke it, and that's a touchdown and now a lead for the Blue Devils.
Woo, I got chills here. Cool. This is a huge crowd here for Brunswick here tonight. And Rock Sandich gave them something to cheer for. Going in, a lot of people doubted Brunswick. It's an early lead. They have to stay consistent. Anytime this Cleveland Heights team has their talented players, their smart players on the field, they have a chance to win the game. They need to be a little bit more. The adrenaline stops you. They need to get back up to that pace here.
First and goal from the 10-yard line. Davis bouncing it to the outside, and he's going to walk into the end zone untouched, and just like that. 4 plays, 4 runs, all carries for Marquise Davis, a guy who ran for 333 yards last week and 4 touchdowns. Did not have a big first half. It was quiet, and he shows up on the first drive right when the Tigers need him, 10-6.
You know, he gets that edge. There's no one that can catch him. There needs to be someone right in front of him if they want any hopes of stopping Marquise Davis. He has that.
If you're Cleveland Heights, you can use Brunswick's game against them. Still 8 minutes to go, but continue to run the ball, run the clock, and you have an opportunity for a fresh set of downs before making it into the end zone.
Davis slipping through a couple tacklers, keeps the legs churning. Nobody could bring him down. Was touched back around the 8-yard line and just kept dragging defenders. And that's why he's the type of running back prospect we've been. Happened to the green wave on the other end. Here an option. This one going to be a pitch to the outside. Got a block and going to step into the end zone right around the corner. Nice blocking there by the wide receiver, setting that edge and giving some room for number 30, Andre Jenkins, the sophomore, to make his way into the end zone untouched. And also credit to Elijah Gray on that pitch, well timed on the driving once again, looking to get their first win of the season and break that 9-game win streak for Holy Name dating back to 2013. But right now, Holy Name, they need to get a stop here. I know it's early in this game, but things are trending the way of Normandy. And a lot of it's because of Elijah Gray, the quarterback, trying to make a man miss an open field. He does. Past the 15-yard line, slips past the tackler, cuts inside, and he's going to barrel his way into the end zone. I'll tell you what's more slippery than that football tonight, and that is the quarterback, Elijah Gray. Nobody can bring that man down.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say. I mean, this is one of the most exciting runners of a quarterback that I've seen.
And a reminder that this trip to the Red Zone has been brought to you by Kelly McLean Achievement Center. Visit kelly-mac.com to learn more. 2nd and 2 from the 5. Have to get to the 3-yard line to pick up the first down. Rodriguez on the carry. Looks like he's going to get close and just enough to move the chains down at the 2. First and goal.
That's nice having that first down marker right there. Now you have 4 golden chances at the 2-yard line to punch one in.
But don't forget, Dom, this is the second time it's happened just like this. They got a fresh set of downs on the 2-yard line earlier in this game. Didn't quite turn out. Got to shake off the cobwebs.
Still running out of the same set from the last 2 plays. They're going to go back to the well with Rodriguez again. And Rodriguez is into the end zone. Touchdown, holy name. And this crowd has come back to life after being quiet in the latter stages of the first half. 14-6, an opportunity to make it 7.
That's how you set the tone. That's how you come out of half and show that we're still here, that we're not done yet. This is a tough group, as Ryan Day said in his post-game interview after the Notre Dame game. This is a tough team. That's what Holy Name is. They proved it right there with that offensive line putting in work, and those running backs doing well. That was a good drive.
Here's the hold, looks good, and that kick is up and good. 14-7, one
did that. He needed that run. Yeah, he's hobbling, he's hurt, he's in pain. But as soon as he says go, and that ball hits his fingers, the light shining down bright on him, you have 11 hungry invaders trying to get to you, and all he can think of is the task at hand.
Full back to pass, looking down the field. He's got a man wide open, and he finds him into the open field, and headed for the end zone is number 7, Colin Daskos, the senior, and an opportunity to tie this game up. What a huge play there as Cole kept his eyes down the field, and there was nobody around Daskos.
Hurt ankle, no ankle, doesn't matter. He can throw the ball for 68 yards in the tutty all the way to the crib. Goal. Brandon, we have an exciting football game between a 1-win team and a no-win team. And baby, this crowd's into it. We're in there with the PA announcer screaming there in the PA system. We have an exciting one. I'll tell you what, that's all you want in a football game, a 60-yard touchdown pass, broken coverage. We'll take advantage of it.
This hasn't been the season where either of these teams really...
And we're back, and better than ever. You're watching the Kickoff Sports High School Football Game of the Week for Week 2. Ravenna Ravens have traveled in to Byersfield to take on the Normandy Invaders. Normandy will receive the ball to get this half going. 0-0 our score. The Invaders offense will have another shot at it. Kick is up. Deep kick. Caught about the 20-yard line. Returner making their way up past the first line into the second and brought down right about the 37-yard line. And a little bit of pushing and shoving, but no flags as the Invaders now bringing their offense back out. Best drive of the game was that last one before throwing the pick. Again, they were pressed up against the clock a little bit, so tried to really kind of put that ball down the field, ended up turning it over, but hopefully maybe take some of that offensive momentum into the second half.
This is an offense that needs to figure out how to sustain drives. Again, we have a penalty here. Both teams have...
I spoke too soon.
...have struggled in the penalty department, but Normandy has a chance here to get the ball moving, get started on a nice, healthy drive. Interested to see how this offense figures out what they're going to do moving forward and how they're going to find people open. You have 4 wide receivers on the bottom of your screen, 1 isolated at the top. If you ever watch Varsity Blues, they call this the oopty-doopty.
1st and 10 from their own 23. It's going to be a pass down the far sideline. Receivers got it, and no one's going to catch him. Touchdown, Normandy.
Breathe a sigh of relief, Byersfield. You do have a score.
Oh, my goodness. First play of the half is a deep shot. Nick Williams turning on the afterburners and hauling that one in for a 69-yard touchdown.
That was a perfect pass put right in the pocket of Nick Williams. And again, I had mentioned earlier in the second quarter, the issue with Normandy, the main issue was just the ball placement. They got a lot better during that late second quarter. And here we go. First play of the third quarter, absolute deep ball, dropped right where it needed to be, and the end result is a touchdown.
And don't want to shortchange the man, Nick Williams. That was a 79-yard reception for a touchdown. As we now line up for an extra point attempt, they're going to go for two. It's a handoff, trying to find some space. Now cutting back up the middle, but brought out to the sideline, out of bounds, and that attempt is no good. Make sure there's no penalties. I've learned.
So, Brandon, I joked. I call it the oopty-loopty, right? So, if anyone's ever watched Varsity Blues, the backup quarterback has to play with the twos, where he has 4 wide receivers on one side of the ball and puts Tweeter, their best wide receiver, by himself. And it's to overwhelm one side of the ball, and it brings all of the secondary coverage to one side, and you have one-on-one coverage that favors your wide receiver. The oopty-loopy, they end up winning the district title in the last game of the year with the oopty-loopy. And you're like, Don, what are you talking about? They did that. Like Andrew Zimmerman just drew up the oopty-loopty, where they had all 4 players on the bottom of your screen, and on the top, they isolated it with a favorable matchup that they thought they could win. They did win. So essentially what you just saw was Varsity Blues.
So not quite the district finals, but it is week 2, and that is a lead for the Normandy Invaders.
You like that? What I just did there?
Yeah.
I watched Varsity Blues twice in one day a few weeks ago, leading up to the season. I
was it
love that
yesterday?
movie.
Had a lot of time on your hands.
Oh, it was just a sad Thursday, Brandon.
That's called game prep, Marvel, and that ball is kicked low and caught right at the 35-yard line. Returner now going to the opposite side of the field, trying to make some space, but brought down. Good job stopping that one from going any further on the kicking team for Normandy. Again, a lot of turnovers tonight, but this special teams unit specifically for Ravenna, they've had a couple line drives right at that kind of first, second line, the guys that aren't normally touching the ball in this play, and they've caught it and they've held it on and secured.
I'm still reeling about the oopty-loopty. I just can't get over what I just saw. They ran it. That's what it was.
So, current score now, Ravenna 0, the oopty-loopty 6.
I mean, honestly, I hope they keep running that. That was beautiful. That made me happy.
Now let's see if Ravenna can respond. Again, their best drive was their last one.
Maybe they should run the oopty-loopty.
And they're not going to do that. It'll be a handoff up the middle of the field. Back brought down after a solid game. Give them about 5 yards there. 6 yards.
I might be the only color broadcaster in high school football that I can actually, I can break down plays for you, explain to you the fronts, and then make a Varsity Blues reference and break down the play from a movie that was made 26 years ago.
That's why we pay you the big bucks, Dom. It's for Steelers references.
And the oopty-loopty.
And the oopty-loopty. We just didn't know it until now. 2nd and 4 for Ravenna. Handoff again. Back pushing forward. Tried to bounce outside, but brought down. That time by number 45, Jeff Houghton. Sophomore linebacker for Normandy. Darian Askew once again on the carry for Ravenna. It's going to be 3rd down and 3. Normandy, if they could get a 3-and-out here, could be absolutely huge. After struggling mightily offensively the first half, took 1 play to put 6 up on the board. And now 3rd and short. Sits in front of them. Plays coming in from the sideline. CJ Ross back in the huddle.
Let's see what they do here. Similar formation or... Yeah, they're kind of crowded there. It's hard to tell what they're going to run with.
3rd and 3. Handoff once again, and he's brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Askew on the carry, Normandy on the stop. Number 12 there on the tackle. Jai, oh my goodness. Jai Heberbrand. I want to make sure I get that right.
I think you got that.
Yeah, we'll go for it. If not, I'm sure I'll hear about it after. So this will be a good sign to remind everybody. You still got plenty of time to submit your picks for our offensive and defensive player of the game, or as we like to call them, the Cement Masons and the Mickeys player of the game. Let us know on YouTube who you think is the most deserving, and especially in a close game like this. There are plenty of candidates from both sides of the ball. So let us know. Voting is cut off with 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. That ball is punted away and initially muffed, but picked up by the returner, who now makes his way to the outside. He's got an opening. He's making everyone miss, and he's gone. Touchdown, Normandy.
No laundry on the field either. That's going to stand.
Nick Williams has touched the ball twice in 2 plays and has accounted for 12 points in that span. Oh, my goodness.
Talk about finding an impact player, Brandon. You know, you hit him on that ISO on the left side on the previous possession. Big play, had the crowd electric in that moment. And how can you do it again? Make the crowd a little nervous by bumbling the ball in your hands, and then boom, take off like a cannon when you're invading Normandy Beach, and that's exactly what the Invaders did. He was quick and off to the races. It was a track race, and no one could keep up. What a great effort by that young man, and good job by the blockers of putting hats on hats, going down the field and not breaking any of the rules there. That is the 2 best plays of Normandy just happened back to back.
Absolutely huge, as now 12-0 is the lead for Normandy. Just mentioned that Cement Mason player of the game, thinking Nick Williams should be getting a couple of nods there in the chat. Of course, we have our votes as well, but let us know. Normandy going to spread this out for the 2-point conversion attempt. Quarterback's ready, looking, having to roll out. Saxon has to throw that one away. Incomplete. Jacob Muniak, really nothing he could do on that one. But the score remains 9:14 to go here in quarter number 3. And just like that, Normandy out to a 12-0 lead.
You know, I was thinking about it. Let's talk out loud, do it a little bit on air, and just find it interesting that where we picked like our 2 player of the game sponsors, you know, like Cement Mason, like a Cement Mason, right? It's tough, it's physical. You think that'd be defense, but we put it just player of the game, and then Mickey's, it's quick. You go in, you go out, you get your gas, you get your food, you're on the go, and you're ready to move and get your day going or get your day ended, no matter where you are in the time of day. Mickey Mart's quick, in and out, in and out, in and out, and it's convenient. Almost like they should be switched. I mean, we're not going to do it, but like, I feel like we didn't think about this.
Listen, all complaints can go to vince.mckee@keonsports.com.
Well, here's the problem. I'm the one that picked where the sponsors were going to go for the player of the game, and I'm just thinking about this. I made a mistake.
Trust no one, not even yourself, Dom.
I guess not. I mean, we can't switch it now. God, Dom.
It's week 2 for everybody.
Jeez, loopty-loopty, punt return, and now the sponsors are confusing me.
All right, Normandy with newfound life kicking this one off. Low and muffed. Had to jump on top of that one. Did Ravenna? There's a pile. Ravenna seems to think that they have it. Of course, I give kudos to the special teams unit. Last drive. Let me go and do that. But they did fall on top of it.
You know, the scrums in football are so funny because, like, you could tell the Ravenna guy had it when he fell, and there were a million Normandy players on top of him. So a Normandy player could have came up with the ball, and they would have said he had the ball. So it's literally just a dogfight in a pile. And there's no proof if you had the ball to begin with or not. It's literally just a fist fight.
Well, good job for DeAnthony Allen of Ravenna for holding on to that one and winning that dogfight.
We're really thinking deep here today.
1st and 10 from the 38. It's going to be a quick pass to the outside. Askew's got it, knocked out of bounds, hit a little bit late. No laundry on that one. We're letting them play. Call that a gain of about, well, as they're starting to move the chains here, it's hard to see where that went out. Gain of about 7. 2nd and 3 now for Ravenna.
And this is where Ravenna really got going in that
They're
first
gonna take
half.
a shot up the middle of the field. Askew's open, but knocked out of his hands. Great job there by Larry Clemens, the senior safety for Normandy, breaking up the big play.
And you know what? That's why he plays defense. Could have had the pick there, not able to haul it in. That's and I'm sure he could play offense. It's just an old football saying, when a defensive back drops the ball, you say that's why he should play defense. And apparently
I didn't even see
something
that one.
happened. Yeah, I don't know.
This one's not on me, guys, all right? I'll take
No.
blame for the other 35 that I've apparently missed, but I don't see a flag anywhere else.
I believe the PA announced was a defensive holding.
Oh, good grief.
Sure.
Defensive holding is not real.
First and 10.
There's no one on the coverage here, and they're not noticing. That's when you got a quick snap it. Wasn't able to do it.
And pressure up the middle, and he's going to get brought down in the backfield. Troy Summers with the sack for Normandy, as about 3 unblocked rushers made it through. Nothing that C.J. Ross could do there for the Ravens.
Lost to 17, Brandon.
Woo! Not a lot of plays in the playbook for 2nd and 23.
No, there's not, right? And you're just like, Dom, what are you going to say? Well, what's the next stupid thing you're going to say? Get half, right? So when I played in college and in high school,
In the
our
80s.
coach would say, it's in 1942, our coach would always say, get half. If it's 3rd and 10, just try to get half.
2nd and 23, and they're going to hit a wide receiver screen this time, but Normandy keys in on it, and he's brought down at the line of scrimmage. Rajanard Brown in on the tackle, but several Normandy defenders stiffed that one out. Seemed like maybe that's what they were trying to do before, but screen didn't quite develop the first time, leading to the sack that time. They do get it off, but no gain. Actually lost a yard there, so 3rd and 24. Seven minutes, 30 seconds to go in the quarter number 3. 2 receivers left. Pressure again. On the run, has to throw it deep and out of bounds, out of harm's way. The front 4 of Normandy is wreaking havoc so far on this drive. That's going to be 4th down, and we're going to see the punting unit out here for Ravenna.
That's one of the main defensive keys that Coach Ian Koss had for his Invaders today, is that he wanted to get a lot of pressure from his defensive line today, whether it was on the quarterback or when they're showing their 2-back sets, and he doesn't want to give them a lot of time to make a lot of room after immediately getting the handoff. He wanted to bring a lot of pressure today, and they're getting it done very well here early to start the second half.
And guess what, guys? Penalty.
Someone lined up over the center.
Per the referees on the field, you're not allowed to do that.
Yeah, no. And how much yardage is that? That's definitely
I got to
what it
imagine
is.
it's not 24 yards.
I was
Oh,
wrong.
it's against Ravenna.
Boy, oh boy, I don't know what's happening.
What else is new, Dom?
Whoa, whoa! I broke down the oop-de-loop like no other color commentator in the country.
Can you imagine being that's like the first time you tune into the broadcast, and it's
Talking
just you
about
going
the
off about the
oop-de-loop?
oop-de-loop.
Yeah.
As the punt is up, it's going to get picked up around the 20-yard line, and that takes a very nice Ravenna roll. Landed about the 40, rolled another 20, and that's exactly where Normandy is going to start. So first offensive drive was a quick deep shot touchdown. After that, a punt return touchdown for Normandy. So the second time this offense makes their way out in the second half. And suddenly they've got a 12-point lead to work with. Interested to see if they continue to be aggressive or if they decide to slow things down. So far, this offense has looked the best when they're trying to push. Quarterback by himself in the backfield, 1st and 10. 4 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, and it's another oop-de-loop-de this time. Just a little bit too far, looking for Nick Williams once again. So this may just be the offense now, Dom.
Dude, I mean, very similar, right? God, what were they called? West Canyon came out at half. Coach didn't come out. Now, obviously, Normandy's coach, he's out there. You had the former quarterback on the crutches. Says, all right, guys, we need an adjustment here in the 3rd and 4th quarter. Let's run the oop-de-loop-de. It's literally a one-on-one. Undersized wide receiver.
2nd and 10 now. There is a back in the backfield. And it's going to be a play action. Quick throw out to the far side. Complete. Receiver makes one man miss, but then brought down short of the first down marker. Good play action. Quick throw there by Muniak. Mario Stewart on the reception. Be 3rd and 2. No runs yet for Normandy this half.
They've just been going up with the with quad right mainly.
Ball snapped, and it will be a handoff this time. The back nearly at the first down. They're going to give it to him with forward progress.
You have 2 different spots right now, and they're going to give it to
far
him.
side, yep, they're going to give him to that. Credit to Rajanard Brown on the carry, just enough to move those chains. Should remind you folks, I guess we technically never hit the red zone, but we had 2 scoring bouts here. Any trip to the red zone tonight is brought to you by the Kelly McLean Achievement Center. 1st and 10 now from the 30-yard line. Muniak by himself once again. Looking to that far side of the field, throws it up the middle. Bobbled, intercepted. Returner's got it. He's got some blockers. One man in front of him, and he's going to score. Touchdown, Ravenna. Any flags on the field?
I don't see any.
Askey Gaines on the interception and the return for the touchdown. The first pick six was wiped off the board. It looks like this one's going to stay. And guys, we've got a ball game.
Yes, we do, Brandon. They're able to confuse the coverage just a little bit there. And they've been doing a good job of smothering those short passes. And then when it's bobbled, of bouncing on it. That's the second time they've capitalized on those opportunities. This time, it was for pay dirt. Good job by Ravenna. Now they're in this game. Got to find a way to minimize these errors and keep on pushing forward. This team is very much in this ball game. And if they make this field goal here,
This is going to be interesting. Yes,
yeah.
They are kicking their PATs. Jose Carpenter on to attempt. Kicker and punter for the Ravens. Ball is down. Kick is up. And it is good. So 7-12. Now your score. The hosting Normandy Invaders still holding a lead here, but Ravenna suddenly brought back to life with the huge defensive play by Gaines. So now, Normandy, and they decided to be aggressive, and it was working. They had picked up a first down, then the ball bouncing off the receiver, up into the air, into the hands of Gaines, and then brought back for a touchdown. Interested to see what adjustments they make now, if any. Still plenty of time left in this game. 5 minutes, 54 seconds to go in quarter number 3. And after no points in the first half, 19 already here in the third quarter.
Both teams now figuring out how to get things going, and they're big plays. I mean, we saw no big plays from either team, and now that's all it's been, Brandon. It's just big play after big play.
Absolutely. And we did see one that was brought back for Ravenna, that pick six earlier in the game. So now that's twice now, and they were very similar, if I remember correctly, where it was a tipped ball that got brought back in by the Ravens. So interesting to see if that comes up, if that continues to be a problem for Muniak and his receivers. Now get ready. Kick is up. Kick deep, and returners nearly ran into each other, but fielded properly. Now at the 30, pushing his way up, brought down just about the 34-yard line. Another near disaster there for Normandy. Looks like number, I grabbed a number. I thought that was 31. There is no 31 on the roster. That was 13. Nick Williams. Surprise, surprise. So 35-yard line is where this one's going to start now for Normandy. Again, just gave up the pick six. Still hold on to a 5-point lead.
Back to the oopty-loopty. Here we go, Brandon.
3 receivers out to the far side, 1 near us, and that is Nick Williams. And this time he stutter steps and breaks free, and he was open, but just overthrown by Muniak. A beautiful hesitation move by Williams, who is now down. It looks like he may be cramping.
That was a great job by Williams and Muniak there. Muniak sold as well with the pump fake on the throw, confused the pressure and the coverage a little bit to combat with that Williams hesitation move. Was wide open, and Muniak just couldn't quite put the ball where it needed to be.
Yeah, that was a stop-go route there. Stop, looked like he's going for a curl, then boom, right down the sideline. Sorry, go ahead, Brandon.
No, all I was going to say is we've seen it now 3 times. Obviously, one time it worked to perfection, but all 3 times the receiver's gotten open. Williams is winning that matchup on the outside. So while, you get kind of not the best thing to spam in Madden, if it's working here, I say you keep going for it now. It's going to be a handoff this time on 2nd down. Brought down after a gain of 1. That was Brown on the carry.
Say that 5 times fast.
No. 3rd down and long now for Normandy. 5 minutes and counting left here in quarter number 3. And looks like they're loading up. Well, they might spread them out a little bit more this time. There's 3 receivers on the near side, 2 to the left, but no back in the backfield with Muniak. He is going to throw, quick throw up the middle to his tight end and bounces off of his chest. Rolls incomplete. That'll be 4th down now for Normandy. Was looking for Brody Tusai. Not able to haul that one in.
And Tusai was one of the guys to watch in the pregame show that Dom had mentioned, and he's made 1 play today. It was a solid catch for about 6-7 yards, but other than that, Ravenna's done a really good job taking him out of this game.
Yes, and he just hasn't been targeted. Hasn't been able to get open. On 4th down, Muniak's going to punt. And a good punt. Bounces at the 30, still rolling backwards. And they're going to down this one at about the 17, 18-yard line. So good roll there from Normandy. Good punt. Ravenna's offense makes their way back out. They have yet to put together a scoring drive themselves tonight. The defense did chip in with that pick 6 earlier in this quarter. C.J. Ross and company, towards the end of the first half, started to get the ball going, but then Normandy, a huge 4th down stop deep in their own territory to keep the points off the board. Now Ravenna is going to start this one on their own 18. And folks, make sure you stick around for the Cement Mason Local 404 post-game show with myself and Brandon Marvel. To recap what went on tonight, and then of course name our Cement Masons and Mickey's players of the game. 1st and 10. Ready for it? It's going to be a handoff. Back's got some space, jukes inside, and eventually brought down, but a huge gain there for Ravenna. Try to get the ball carrier on that one.
So real quick, while we have a cramped player on the field, that's a counter there, right? Where you have a player kind of going flat on that, the H-back going flat. It looks like he's going to hand it off to the fullback or the halfback in this instance. But really, he keeps that hand back with the ball, boom, right to the H-back on that counter path and able to get going. The counters in the wing T / flex bone is so weird because it doesn't look like what it normally is. Like there's not like a timing thing. There's not a lot of pulling going on. It's really strange.
And that player is still down. We're going to go ahead and cut away for a moment, folks. We'll be right back. Enjoy some highlights.
Run some type of rule out here if they're going to pass it, but there is an overhang on the right. They need to be careful.
Brock Sandich, the keeper, up the middle, keeps the legs churning. And he fought for that football. It was nearly ripped out of his hands by the edge rusher there. That was defensive end number 53, Rodney Harris, who nearly ripped that out of the arms of Rock Sandich. And Rock Sandich said, nope, give me that. I'm holding on to this. and reaches that arm towards the plane. Broke it, and that's a touchdown and now a lead for the Blue Devils.
Woo, I got chills here. Cool. This is a huge crowd here for Brunswick here tonight. Inrock Sandich gave them something to cheer for. Going in, a lot of people doubted Brunswick. It's an early lead. They have to stay consistent. Anytime this Cleveland Heights team has their talented players, their smart players on the field, they have a chance to win the game. They need to be a little bit more. The adrenaline stops.
And we're back, folks. Be first and 10 for Ravenna. Jeff Houghton was the injured player, but did come off under his own power. Glad to see he's okay for Normandy. And another stoppage in play here. And false start on the Ravens. Again, both of these offenses have really struggled to move the ball, but penalties been making it that much more difficult. I mean, Dom, how much harder does it make it when you're starting 5-10 yards further back every time?
It makes it impossible to sustain a drive, Brandon. When as an offense, you have to reduce the penalties, and right now it's killing their offense and any momentum they can get.
First and 15, man in motion, going to be eventually handed off to Askew, who's going to be met at the line of scrimmage. Fake that to about 3 different players there, but Normandy having none of that. Askew maybe picks up a yard. That'll be second and 14.
They tried a different version of that counter there in the back instead of in front. Had an open lane. It looked like at first, but the mesh point just too slow.
So second and 14. Clock continues to run. 3 minutes, 20 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Close game so far tonight, folks. Ross ready for it. Throws. Caught by Askew. Brought down near the original line of scrimmage. That's going to be third and long now, but manageable for Ravenna. Team regroups. Ross back in from the sideline with the play call. Third and 9 for the Ravens. Going to spread things out. Ross ready for it. He's looking to throw, faces pressure, steps up in the pocket, evades a couple tacklers, still on the loose, finds a little bit of space, points at his receiver, trying to find someone open, but now he's going to take off himself, and he got the first down. Huge play by C.J. Ross. Looked like he was brought down several different times, but just kept going reverse field and picks up the first down with his legs.
They could just not stay on him, huh? I mean, what a tough time they had trying to even get him wrapped. Oh, God, that defense has to be disgruntled right now on those efforts that they had him in the backfield 3, 4, 5 times, just not able to bring him down.
Well, coach saw something with the defense because about 5 substitutes came in after that. First and 10 now. 2 minutes, 16 seconds to go in the quarter. Fresh set of downs for Ravenna. They're going to look to throw again. Pressure, but gets it up the middle. Receivers got it, brought down after a gain of about 4 yards.
That's one of those plays that C.J. Ross just made that can really get an offense going. Again, barring that there's no penalties that sets them back 5 or 10 more yards. But that's something that could build momentum and really get an offense rolling, as we saw with a drive with them in the first half. They had chunk play after chunk play after chunk play. Nothing crazy, just keep dinking and dunking down the field. Keep getting your yardage that you need to get. It'll set you up in a good position.
And especially doing it in that fashion, it has to get the juices flowing for the Ravens. Second and 7. Man in motion. Will be a handoff to Askew. Has the first down. Still pushing forward. Barrels his way through a couple different Normandy defenders. Powerful run there from Askew. Another first down for the Ravens. A little bit of rowdiness from the Normandy student section. Oh, got that.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah, let's not. Good formation once
All right,
again.
first and 10. Minute 9 seconds to go in the quarter. It's going to be a handoff. Back, finds some space, slips through the defense, but then brought down. Big tackle there by number 5 for Normandy, Sebastian Riviera. Rivera. Apologies, not Riviera. Sorry for adding the extra vowel for you there, buddy. 40 seconds left here. Clock's still running. 12-7. Normandy still on top in this one, but Ravenna, they're driving. 2nd and 5. Man in motion again. Flag in the backfield on the handoff. Back is brought down right around the line of scrimmage, but let's see what this penalty is. And it's going to go against the Ravens once again. My goodness. Do have a player down for Normandy. And we're going to go ahead and cut away for a moment as they tend to that injured player. We'll be back in just a minute.
Run some type of rule out here if they're going to pass it, but there is an overhang on the right. They need to be careful.
Sandich, the keeper, up the middle, keeps the legs churning, and he fought for that football. It was nearly ripped out of his hands by the edge rusher there. That was defensive end number 53, Rodney Harris, who nearly ripped that out of the arms of Sandich, and Sandich said, nope, give me that. I'm holding on to this. And reaches that arm towards the plane, broke it, and that's a touchdown and now a lead for the Blue Devils.
Woo, I got chills here. Cool. This is a huge crowd here for Brunswick here tonight. And Sandich gave them something to cheer for. Going in, a lot of people doubted Brunswick. It's an early lead. They have to stay consistent. Anytime this Cleveland Heights team has their talented players, their smart players on the field, they have a chance to win the game. They need to be a little bit more. The adrenaline stops you. They need to get back up to that pace here.
1st and goal from the 10-yard line. Davis bouncing it to the outside, and he's going to walk into the end zone untouched, and just like that, 4 plays, 4 runs.
This week's Key on Sports Game of the Week is brought to you by Kelly McLean Achievement Center, the premier resource for high school athletes who wish to continue to play in college. They provide a one-on-one consultative approach to help students determine their needs and goals. Visit them online at kellymac.com. Village Coffee and Creamery. From the founders of Nancy's Main Street Diner comes Village Coffee and Creamery. They have everything from dessert, lunch items, and coffee to ice cream and every kind of sweet treat you could think of. They are located at 486 Main Street in Grafton.
Run some type of rule out here if they're going to pass it, but there is an overhang on the right. They need to be careful.
Sandich, the keeper, up the middle, keeps the legs churning, and he fought for that football. It was nearly ripped out of his hands by the edge rusher there. That was defensive end number 53, Rodney Harris, who nearly ripped that out of the arms of Sandich, and Sandich said, nope, give me that. I'm holding on to this. And reaches that arm towards the plane, broke it, and that's a touchdown and now a lead for the Blue Devils.
Woo, I got chills here. Cool. This is a huge crowd here for Brunswick here tonight. And Sandich gave them something to cheer for. Going in, a lot of people doubted Brunswick. It's an early lead. They have to stay.
Sorry for a little bit of confusion there, folks. They decided to let the time kind of run out, and we are now in quarter number 4. Snap is off. Going to be a handoff. Back's got some space. A little bit of open room in front of him and brought down short of the goal line. Excellent carry there on 1st down by Askew.
How many yards was that, Brandon?
Quite a few. I came back pretty quick, Dom. I don't have a good answer for you, but this trip to the red zone is brought to you by the Kelly McLean Achievement Center. Just so you're aware, another quick snap. Attempted to run up the same spot of the field. Maybe picks up a yard that time. Now going to be 2nd and goal from the 4-yard line. Ravenna with a chance to take the lead. Currently down 5. Ross back in from the sideline. He's got the play call. And we're set. Ross ready for it. 2 backs in the backfield. Keeps it himself, pushes his way forward and brought down with force at the line. Nearly punches that one in. Excellent stop there by this Invader defense. Now going to be 3rd down and goal. 2 yards to go. They're ready for it. Power formation right up the middle. And he's got it. Touchdown, Ravenna. And just like that, Ravenna takes the lead. 13 unanswered as of now. Amazing job there by CJ Ross and company to punch that one in. Going to go for the extra point now. Attempted again by Jose Carpenter. Again, folks, good time to get in your votes for the player of the game, brought to you by Cement Masons, Local 404 Union, and Mickey's. Get those votes in on YouTube. Let us know who you think is deserving.
And you know what, Brandon? I think we're going to do something different this week.
What's that?
I think what we're going to do is we're going to have a combined Mickey's and Cement. I think that sounded funny saying out loud. I think
Mickey
that
Cement. Penalties on that play, by the way, folks, if you couldn't tell.
I think that the way this game has gone, we've had a player that is eligible on one side that made an impact play on special teams and on offense, and a player that has been a huge impact on offense and defense on the other. And multiple ways, there have been multiple plays. So we might have to do a special combined one.
We're going to push this extra point attempt back now. About a 25-yard attempt. Ball is up, and it is good. Penalties do not matter. Jose Carpenter puts in his second extra point of the night. And that's now a 2-point advantage for Ravenna. And boy, how the turntables. 12-0 in favor of Normandy early in the third quarter. Now all of a sudden, a pick six and a long drive by the Ravens. Ravenna now leads this one 14-12. Normandy with another chance to put points on the board. 10 minutes, 30 seconds to go in this one. Still anybody's ball game. Again, felt like it was going to be a defensive struggle. Lots of turnovers, sloppy play to start this. Now, 2 touchdowns on both sides. The difference has been the extra points. So when you're thinking about our combined Cement Masons and Mickey's player of the game, maybe you want to think special teams as well, because Jose Carpenter right now, technically the difference on that scoreboard.
No, for sure. The fact Normandy hasn't been able to really kick the ball, and that Ravenna has been the difference so far, and the reason why they have that 2-score advantage. And it's going to end up affecting the game at the end of the day.
One way or another.
Great song.
It's going to find you. It's going to get you.
Stop before we get copyrighted.
Get you. Anyway. Carpenter kicking this one off. Going to bounce at the 20. Picked up, but muffed. Had to go back and grab it. But now trying to work his way through the blockers. Now making his way to the sideline. Cutting back in and brought down just short of the 50. Nick Williams, again, having an issue fielding the kick. But once it's in his hands, he is absolutely electric. That is some great starting field position for the Invaders.
These past couple returns from Nick Williams kind of reminded me of Deshaun Jackson a little bit.
I was thinking the same thing, Brandon.
He muffed the ball a lot, scary, or Josh Cribbs even. That big 99-yard kick return against
the Steelers.
Your Steelers.
Yeah, I remember it.
You muff the ball, you let it roll away a little bit, but hey, guess what? I'm going to pick it up and still going to find a way to make guys miss and make a big return out of this. He's got Normandy near midfield.
Now, if he drops a ball at the 1-yard line, then we've got a comparison. 1st and 10.
Look at this formation. You have 3 fullbacks in.
This is the opposite of a oop-de-loop.
And Wildcat, different quarterback.
And he's going to take it and try to find some space up the strong side of the field, but he's met at the original line of scrimmage. That was Rajanard Brown, the running back, taking the direct snap. Interesting formation. I was certainly confused.
They ran that a lot last year with Elijah Gray.
Similar formation, but swapping in the running back. But to Elijah Gray's credit, if he wanted to be, he definitely could have been a running back. He was a very powerful and effective runner, actually the leading rusher in Normandy school history. So 2nd and 11 now. Uniac back in, throws up the sideline, complete and brought down just short of the first down marker. Good timing throw from Muniak. Nick Williams again on that reception. Been a favorite target tonight. Brody Tusai and Mario Stewart also catching balls tonight. And we get a quick snap there. Not entirely sure what happened. Dom, any read on what we just saw?
No.
Well, it's fourth down.
It looks like they snapped it directly to the QB really quick. Everybody just stood up, and he tried to dive forward for 2 yards. That's what it looked like to me, but he only got one, so now they're fourth and short.
Well, good news is if they do it again,
They'll get it.
yeah. All right, then. So 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. Ravenna coming up in press now. Muniak taking his time, and we're going to get a timeout for Normandy. They need 1 yard to keep this drive going. Been some of the better field position they've been dealing with so far tonight. Again, now trailing by 2 to the Ravenna Ravens. 8 minutes, 24 seconds to go in this one. And folks, a couple things for you. Make sure you stick around for the Cement Mason Local 404 Union Postgame Show with myself and Brandon Marvel as we recap the action, name our Cement Masons and Mickey's player of the game, and also let you know where we're going to be heading next week for week 3. And then, of course, check out keyonsports.com while you're watching this at the end of the game tomorrow morning for all of the recaps of all the games around Northeast Ohio. If it's a big matchup, we've got it covered. No one has as many games per night on the docket as Key on Sports. 4th and 1 for Normandy. It'll be a handoff right up the middle. It looks like he got it. First down, Invaders. It's like Heffron was the ball carrier on that one. Yep, Jai Heffron, the senior defensive lineman / halfback.
Brendan, are you sure? Because I saw Brown get up with the ball.
Oh, that's what the PA guy said. So,
Yeah.
we'll blame
No, I
him.
thought the same thing there, too, but they fell down next to each other. So I think that's where the confusion
okay.
was. Yeah, I thought the same thing. You're right.
1st and 10 now from the 38. It's going to be a pass up the far side of the field. Nearly picked off, but the receiver's got it. Space to work with and dragged out of bounds. Guess who? Nick Williams again. Once he has the ball in his hand, he is absolutely electric. Nearly taking that one to the house. He does take him into the red zone. And this trip to the red zone is brought to you by the Kelly McLean Achievement Center.
First time in the red zone for Normandy tonight, if I'm not mistaken.
You may be correct. They got close coming down at the end of the first half. 1st and 10 now from the 15. Handoff.
That's a broken play there, Brandon. He looked to his right, and he was looking for his running back in Brown. Brown was not there. Brown went to the left. He just kept going. Probably the right decision.
Supposed to be a handoff there, but yeah, Muniak keeps it himself, picks up a couple. Again, on the broken play, as you mentioned. So 2nd down and 7. 7 minutes, 47 seconds to go now in this game. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the far right. And it will be a handoff up the weak side, trying to find some space, but he's not going to. Rajanard Brown brought down right around that line of scrimmage, so it's going to be 3rd and long in the red zone for Normandy.
Ravenna has Brown marked. I mean, he made a few plays early on, but ever since the second quarter, he has just struggled to make a big impact. He's had a few plays here and there, but I mean, he's barely broke 15 yards today.
3rd and 8. Muniak by himself. Quick throw. Complete. First down. Normandy knocking on the door. And once again, Nick Williams on the reception. Another great timing pass from Muniak. That's going to set up 1st and goal from the 5-yard line.
That's a big play from Williams right there. Gets to the line to gain. And this is going to be 4-down territory for Normandy for the rest of the game, as we haven't seen any kind of point after attempts from a kicker. And quarterback Muniak is taking care of punt duties.
Which is why that play was huge there, because again, they were not going to go for a field goal. He had to get some yards. He didn't want to go into 4th and 8, but they're going to pick up all of it. 1st and goal from the 5. Everyone in for this formation. Power run. The backs got it. A little bit of space, shoving his way forward and brought down just short of the goal line. Put him at about the 2.
So that's the T formation that was made famous, I believe. Was it 3 years ago? 2 years ago? That was 2 years ago by Penn State. Penn State ran that against Ohio State on the goal line and scored, kept that game close. And that formation has just gotten really popular, and they love running at the goal line. It's good for misdirection. You fake it to the fullback in the middle, give it to one of the halfbacks on the left or right.
And another quick handoff, and that's going to be a touchdown. Touchdown, Normandy. And just like that, the Invaders take back the lead.
Was that big number 88?
I've got Jai Heberbrand on that carry, like number 12.
So the answer was no.
Was not. He was in there blocking, though. All 6'5" of him. And again, that previous carry was by number 41. Unfortunately, I don't see a 41 on Normandy's roster, so we'll check that after the game. But
This is huge here.
2-point conversion, quick throw up the middle. And that is no good. So that's where the lead will stay. 6 minutes, 44 seconds. Normandy takes back the lead 18-14 over Ravenna. 4-point game. Ravenna just put together their first sustained scoring drive of the game. And then Normandy responds. No big oopty-loopty, scoopty.
Just doopty-loopty.
Yeah, that.
Put respect on it. Put respect on it.
But they drove the ball again, methodically for the first time tonight. Couple big plays there from Nick Williams. And now Ravenna. The pressure is on. 6 minutes to take back this lead. 3 lead changes tonight, folks. What started off as a defensive struggle has turned into an exciting shootout here late in the 4th quarter. As Logan Vidic handling kicking duties for Normandy. Ball is kicked. It's going to bounce, fielded right in front of the 20, makes the first 2 men miss, still up. Hesitating, trying to find a hole, and brought down at the 30. Nice patient return there for Ravenna. Okay starting field position at their own 30-yard line. Now again, the last drive, they took their time. They got the ball down the field. If they can replicate that, shave 3-4 minutes off the clock, they're going to give themselves a good opportunity. Excellent game here so far from Byers Field in Parma, Ohio. 1st and 10 from the 30. 2 backs in the backfield. 1 receiver out to the near side. It's going to be a handoff. Backs got it. Little bit of space. Has the first down. Has a seam. And is going to step out of bounds once he crosses midfield. Marcus Hutchinson on the carry for Ravenna. Good start here for the Ravens. Already now on Normandy's side of the field. They're going to say he stepped out right about the 45-yard line of Normandy.
We saw it a lot in the first half where Ladarian Askew was getting a lot of the carries as well as the targets in the passing game. But here, we've seen a little change of direction. We've actually got somebody else taking a lot of the handoffs, and it's been really successful when Hutchinson has taken those handoffs. He's gotten big plays, and he's made the most of it.
And a good change of pace. It's been working well as we do have a stoppage in play. Didn't see a timeout burned on either side. Normandy used one earlier in this half. So maybe just an official timeout.
No, someone was down. I don't know where, but there were players taking a knee, and people just stood up and started clapping.
Okay. So we're all good.
Context clues.
Player is up and off under their own power.
I think it was a player on the Ravenna sideline. I think someone fell out of bounds.
All seems to be well. 1st and 10 from the 45. Now 6 minutes, 30 seconds to go. Ross. Now ready for it. Pistol depth. 2 running backs behind him. Now ready. It's a handoff. Backs got it. Churns forward. Has the first down. Has more. Marcus Hutchinson. Same play, same side of the field, same result. Ravenna continues to push forward and in a hurry. So they are now on the 31-yard line of Normandy. They are seeing a matchup they like, and they are taking advantage of it. 1st and 10 from the 31. Same formation for Ross. It'll be a handoff again. Different back this time. Picks up a couple. Asi gains on the carry there, number 15. Again, same play, same design. Picks up a couple yards. Clock continues to run. Normandy holds a 4-point lead. But Ravenna taking advantage of a potent ground game. They continue to move the ball. 2nd and 8 for the Ravens. Ross ready for it. Handoff again. Back tries to cut right up the middle. Started on the strong side. Maybe gains a yard. Be 3rd and long for Ravenna. Again, Ravenna has shown that they trust their kicker. However, 4-point difference right now. 5 minutes left. You might still get the ball, but we'll see what they decide to do if they can't pick up this first down. The Normandy faithful are letting them hear it. 3rd and 7. 2 receivers out. 1 back in the backfield. Ross ready for it. Man in motion. It's going to be a handoff to Askew, and he's dropped short. Maybe picks up half a yard. It's going to be 4th and 7. And players just went down for Normandy. And yeah, we've got an injured player for the Invaders. Let's go ahead and take a break, folks. Enjoy these highlights. We'll be back in a moment.
Run some type of rule out here if they're going to pass it, but there is an overhang on the right. They need to be careful.
Brock Sandich, the keeper, up the middle, keeps the legs churning, and he fought for that football. It was nearly ripped out of his hands by the edge rusher there. That was defensive end number 53, Rodney Harris, who nearly ripped that out of the arms of Rock Sandich, and Rock Sandich said, nope, give me that. I'm holding on to this, and reaches that arm towards the plane, broke it, and that's a touchdown and now a lead for the Blue Devils.
Woo, I got chills here. Cool. This is a huge crowd here for Brunswick here tonight. And Rock Sandich gave them something to cheer for. Going in, a lot of people doubted Brunswick. It's an early lead. They have to stay consistent. Anytime this Cleveland Heights team has their talented players, their smart players on the field, they have a chance to win the game. They need to be a little bit more. The adrenaline stops you. They need to get back up to that pace here.
1st and goal from the 10-yard line. Davis bouncing it to the outside, and he's going to walk into the end zone untouched, and just like that. 4 plays, 4 runs, all carries for Marquise Davis, a guy who ran for 333 yards last week and 4 touchdowns. Did not have a big first half. It was quiet. And he shows up on the first drive right when the Tigers need him, 10-6.
You know, he gets that edge. There's no one that can catch him. There needs to be someone right in front of him if they want any hopes of stopping Marquise Davis. He has that.
If you're Cleveland Heights, you can use Brunswick's game against them. Still 8 minutes to go, but continue to run the ball, run the clock, and you have an opportunity for a fresh set of downs before making it into the end zone.
Davis slipping through a couple tacklers, keeps the legs churning. Nobody could bring him down. Was touched back around the 8-yard line and just kept dragging defenders. And that's why he's the type of running back prospect we've been. Happened to the green wave on the other end. Here an option. This one going to be a pitch to the outside. Got a block and going to step into the end zone right around the corner. Nice blocking there by the wide receiver, setting that edge.
And we're back, folks. Player up off under his own power. Number 41 for Normandy, who again, unfortunately, not on the roster, but we'll figure that out. He's limping, but he's okay. But we've got 4th and 7. Normandy with the lead. Ravenna trying to extend this drive and take it back. The crowd is feeling it. Ravenna, they're ready. Ross, one back in the backfield, man in motion. He's going to look to throw. Throws it over to the right side. Receiver's got it, but he's brought down short. He's not going to get there. And Normandy takes back possession. Huge stop there by the Invaders defense. 4 minutes, 12 seconds to go in this one. Normandy 18, Ravenna 14, Invaders ball.
This is the most emotion and excitement I've seen from either sideline all game long. Even when the player was being helped off the field, the Normandy players on the sideline were hyping up their fans, saying, come on, let's go. We need to stop, and we need one big. And they get it, contain the lead, 4-point game, just over 4 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter.
It'll be 1st and 10 from their own 30-yard line. Ravenna does still have 3 timeouts remaining. Normandy with 2 if they need them. Tight formation again for the Invaders. It'll be a handoff to the big man. Pushes his way forward, still stumbling. Okay, he was brought down a couple times. Gained about 5 on that one. Dom, did you get a number on that one by chance?
12.
Number 12. Thank you.
Same guy that scored earlier.
Jai Heberbrand. That is a, I do not have his stats, unfortunately. That is a large human being.
The number 12 doesn't look right on him. He needs to be wearing like 44.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That feels right.
I have a Mike Allstott type of feeling with that young man.
Took the words right out of my mouth. Reading each other's minds today, Dom. It's a scary thing.
For everyone else.
My mind is a very scary place to be. 2nd and 4. 3 minutes, 20 seconds and counting. It'll be a run once again. This time Brown is going to take it. Tries to find some space on the outside. He's going to get brought down just short if this spot holds. Let's see. And no, they're going to give it to him. 1st down, Normandy.
Okay, so 3:14 to go here. You're down by 4 if you're Ravenna. The chains can't move anymore. This is where the train stops if you're the defense, right? And if they get it in one go, that's fine, right? Clock will roll down 20 seconds, 20 so seconds, whatever. You cannot let them methodically move the ball down on you. The buck stops here. You got to stop it here.
3 backs in the backfield again. 1st and 10. Under 3 minutes to play. Normandy with the lead and the ball. Handoff up the middle, breaks free, nearly gets a 1st down. Jay Heberbrand once again, the powerful carry. Looks like we're going to get our first time out for Ravenna. It'll be 2nd and short when we come back. Suddenly, this Normandy rushing attack has come alive when they've needed him the most. Like you said, Dom, another set of downs won't end it, but it'll go a long, long way for Normandy to be able to keep chewing this clock.
Well, you kind of hope if you're Ravenna that if Normandy does get the first down at all, they get it here.
Yes.
On this run, right? Because then you burn the timeout, and you're going to have maybe, 40 seconds to play with?
Right.
If you can get the
exactly,
stop.
yeah.
So you'll have a chance. It's not ideal, right? Like if you can get 2 more stops here, assuming that Normandy doesn't go for it, they probably might. But assuming Normandy doesn't go for it, I mean, you're going to have around 2 minutes to move the ball down the field. This team has proved that they're explosive enough to move the ball down way quicker than 2 minutes. It's just a matter of getting the ball back.
Let's see. They break huddle. Be 2nd and 3 for Normandy. Ravenna has 2 timeouts remaining. Ravenna badly needs a stop if they want a chance to get the ball back. Handoff again. Brown has it this time, works his way forward. He's got the first down. Fresh set of downs for Normandy. Not best case scenario for Ravenna, but maybe second best. Changing over the downs early. Clock will stop as they move the chains. But Normandy is going to take their sweet time here. Ravenna has not taken their timeout.
All right. Which isn't a bad decision, because you're going to have to bite the bullet on a few of these here. You got to push them back, right? And the thing is, they're getting to the ball quick. I just don't think they know where the ball is. I think that's the problem.
And again, this 3-back set they keep running, it's been very effective, keeping Ravenna off the scent. Quick handoff up the middle, maybe a gain of 1 there. The important thing is, though, held onto the ball. Clock continues to run. Seems like Ravenna may be holding these timeouts for that second 2 downs of this drive.
Which again, you got to do it at some point.
Yeah.
You got to do it at some point. So you're going to invest in your team when it's time to invest. Which I guess like a minute 20, I mean, you got to do it now. But again, you're going to have around 40 to 50 seconds to play with, but you got to get a stop here. You have the 2 timeouts, and it has to start here. The stops start here.
2nd and 8 for Normandy. Minute 13 left in this game. Handoff again, this time to the weak side, brought down right around the original line of scrimmage. Riley Tyson that time, the ball carrier. We do get a timeout now. Now, the one argument I will make, Dom, I know you said you have to let, some of these some of these downs bleed out, regardless. However, on the off chance you're able to force a turnover, a fumble, a mistake, would you not want that extra time on the clock for when your team does take over?
Sure. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, it's a good point to make where it's like, oh, we let the clock run for 40, 50 seconds, and we did nothing about it when we had the 2 timeouts. So sure, but like hindsight's always 20/20 here, right? Because if you get the turnover down here, it's like, oh, we could have had plenty of time to have the ball. But you almost can't act like that. You got to assume that ball's going to stay clean, that Normandy is going to take the best care of the ball. You're going to tell your players to strip for it, but game planning wise, it's like, okay, I think that as a coach right now, if you're their head coach in Komen, I think this is how we're going to get the ball back.
Now,
that's how you have to act accordingly. That's what he's doing. This is important here. They have to get the stop here. Nobody's in the same formation.
3rd and 7, 1 minute, 5 seconds to go. 1 timeout left for Ravenna. Snapped again. Handoff up the middle. It's going to be close. He's got the first down. And that will ice it. Jay Heberbrand puts the exclamation point on it for Normandy. They will, the clock's going to stop as they're moving the chains. That will all but do it, barring a turnover. And Ravenna will take that final timeout. 52 seconds left. Ravenna, no timeouts remaining. Normandy holds an 18-14 lead against the Ravens. Again, for a game that was 0-0 at halftime, for it to come down to the last minute, 4-point game, 5 touchdowns in the second half between the two teams. Now Normandy with a chance to close it out. Get their first win of the 2025 season and improve to 500. Again, as we mentioned, these out-of-conference wins, absolutely critical. Ravenna showed some fight today, played well defensively. It's not over just yet, but Normandy takes care of the ball. They'll be walking away with this one. Same formation out there for Normandy. Got to imagine we'll see a kneel out.
In a victory formation here, you got the two guys behind him as the safety, protect the quarterback, and then you have the deep man in the back. Troy Polamalu used to do that for the Steelers. He used to always stand far back there.
That's 6 today, folks.
Yeah, it's not 6.
I'm pretty sure that's 6.
No, it's like 4 maybe.
We are officially under 40 seconds, so one more kneel out will do it. So teams get ready to regroup. Folks, make sure you stick around for the Cement Mason Local 404 post-game show. Learn who our Cement Mason and Mickey's player of the game will be. As Muniak kneels it out, and that will do it. In an up and down game, the Normandy Invaders come out on top as they defend their home turf against the Ravenna Ravens. Your final score, Ravenna 14, Normandy 18. Stick around, folks, after these ads. It's the Cement Mason Local 404 Union postgame show with myself and Brandon Marvel. We'll be right back.
This week's Keon Sports Game of the Week is brought to you by Dave's Golden Shear Barbershop. Dave's Golden Shear Barbershop has been your trusted barber for nearly a century of great haircuts. With affordable prices and excellent customer service, there's no better place to get your cut. It is located at 26915 Center Ridge Road in Westlake.
For my favorite pizza of sausage and pepperoni, or Brandon's favorite of olive and pineapple, let Angela's make the perfect pie for you. Visit them in person at 27095 Bagley Road, Olmsted Falls, or place your order online at angelinaspizza.com.
Earth Flora. EarthFlora.com is the leader in the trade of botanical artificial plants and trees custom made with your vision in mind. Call them today at 440-899-4947 or visit them at www.earthflora.com. Make sure you enter code SAVE5 to save an extra 5% and get free shipping on orders of $100 or more within the inland United States.
The Moose is on the loose at Mickey's. Your local Mickey's is open now for the food and fuel you need to keep your family on moving. Be sure to use your Mickey Mart Rewards card to quickly rack up amazing member-only deals, including free food and beverages. Mickey's is a proud supporter of our local school systems through our Fuel Schools program and excited to team up with Keon Sports to bring you all the finest moments in local sports, information, and entertainment. Visit www.mickeythemoose.com. That's mickeythemoose.com to find your location near you.
Helene Kia. Looking for a new or used car? Check out our guy Jim McConville at Helene Kia in North Olmsted on Lorraine Road. Jim is a member of the auto community for the last 20 years and will treat you right no matter your car buying need. He's an expert at new and used car deals, including trade-ins and financing. Save Staffing of Ohio. They offer temporary, temp-to-hire, and direct hire placements for job candidates and businesses across Ohio. Whether your company needs talented people or you're looking for employment in your field, their goal is to help you succeed. Their motto is helping people work, helping companies grow.
Vote Carbone for Strongsville this election season. You can email Jim Carbone at carboneforstrongsville@yahoo.com for information on how you can help. With Carbone, your vision is his mission.
Olmsted Smoke Shop. Olmsted Smoke Shop is your one-stop destination for all things smoke. Olmsted Smoke Shop is located at 24137 Lorraine Road in North Olmsted and provides the best value in town.
Run some type of rule out here if they're going to pass it, but there is an overhang on the right. They need to be careful.
Brock Sandich, the keeper, up the middle, keeps the legs churning, and he fought for...
And we're wrapping it up from Byers Field, folks. This has been the Keon Sports Game of the Week for Week 2, and boy, was it a good one. Your final score, Normandy 18, Ravenna 14. And boy, it looked like it was going to be a defensive struggle early, 0-0 at halftime. Then Normandy came storming out of the gate through a deep pass on their first play from scrimmage. That was a 70-plus yard touchdown for Nick Williams. And then coming right back, Nick Williams also on a punt return touchdown. So up 12-0. Then Ravenna came back, pick 6 touchdown to put them on the board. Then a long sustained offensive drive, putting them in the lead. The 2 extra points were the difference. But then, just to cap everything off, Normandy able to get their offense really clicking for the first time tonight. Put the final touchdown up on the board, iced the game at the end after a critical 4-down stop of Ravenna. And that is how we get to our final score of 18-14, the Invaders with their first win of the year. So, Marvel, watching that game, again, very much a back and forth, not nearly as lopsided as what we saw the last week. So we'll start with Ravenna. Despite the loss, what are some things that you saw from the Ravens that they can take forward as they try to get their season on track?
The biggest thing for me that Ravenna did really well today is really take away the top targets of Normandy. While Nick Williams had a big game both offensively and on special teams, Brody Tusai, 6'5", 250-pound sophomore standing there at tight end, sure-hand guy, 1 catch today. And they had multiple picks. 2 could have been for pick sixes, but the one in the first half came back because of block in the back. But they did end up having a pick 6 again in that second half that was able to stand, and they were able to get more points on the board. So just being able to take those big plays away from offenses is something that really stood out to me today for that Ravenna defense.
Now, how about on the Invader side? Again, very slow start for their offense, but suddenly the spark plug at the beginning of that second half, they got their groove passing. They were, again, able to get Nick Williams really involved in the offense. What are they now looking forward to heading into next week?
Now, the front 7 of Normandy, again, I'm going to go defensive here. The front 7 of Normandy got a lot of pressure today on C.J. Ross, the Ravenna quarterback. While Ross made a couple of good plays, smart plays throwing the ball away, and the one scramble that he got on that big 3rd down to pick up a first for Ravenna. But all in all, Normandy continued to get pressure, caused multiple turnovers, knocked the ball loose, picked off a couple times. Nearly an incredible play in the back of the end zone in the first half. But the front 7 of Normandy was great. And I'm also going to add this. While the passing game wasn't the most effective and successful for Normandy today, the receivers were able to get open a lot, especially in that first half. But it was just some little miscommunication, little ball placement issues from Muniak. But if I'm Normandy, I continue to trust that pass game.
And now, before we get to, and it is a combined one, and you'll understand why in a minute, our Cement Mason, Local 404, and Mickey's Player of the Game. Couple quick housekeeping notes. Ravenna, they are heading on the road to face McKinley, looking for their first win of the season. Normandy, they're going to stay right here at Byers as they will host the Bay Rockets. Now, without further ado, Marvel, the Cement Mason, Local 404, and Mickey's Player of the Game is...
Our Cement Mason, Local 404, and Mickey's Player of the Game is Nick Williams.
Of course.
From Normandy. Today, offensively, 79-yard receiving touchdown, as well as other big plays offensively, picking up key first downs, as well on special teams. And here, special teams we count as defense in a way, because he had a 65-yard punt return touchdown as well in that second half that gave Normandy that continued lead leading into the second half.
All right. Very, very well deserved is Nick Williams. I'm sure you'll be hearing his name plenty as the season continues for Normandy. Before we get out of here, folks, 2 exciting weeks in the books already. But next week, the Keon Sports show is heading out to Medina, where we try to get at least once a year. Treat us very well out in Medina. They're going to be hosting Wadsworth. So an exciting matchup there. So make sure you are tuning in for our week 3 game in a week. But I think that pretty much does it, Marvel. Dom out there on the field getting a picture with our player of the game. So he's out there working hard. So for Dom Clary, for Brandon Marvel, I'm Brandon Soder. Enjoy the rest of your night, folks. We'll see you next